We're gonna get this chain made of
Yo,
gravy.
you just changed a lot.
Yeah, I switched to the studio one.
Hmm.
So it
Yeah,
sounds
you sound
Gross.
okay.
okay. Is it like worse or better?
It's
Oh, it's much better, but now you sound okay.
Oh, okay, now I'm like at an acceptable level. Hey, everybody, welcome to bonus content.
hello.
I'm Alex Scony. Scony. Is that what we should call you guys? Scony.
No,
Tony, Scott,
I,
and Novishin are here.
I would not like to be of or relating to a breakfast croissant.
Yeah, but scones are delicious.
Yeah, dude.
I don't want to be like described as something that is reminiscent of them, aka scony. I think that's a little weird.
But you'd sound delicious.
I
trying-
eat it.
I'm trying. Yeah, I eat
Scott,
scony.
It'd be auto cannibalism, but yeah.
I'd be partially eating myself, but how's life? I was trying to think of something to say. Scott, how are you doing?
Pretty good.
You tried to fool me before we started the show. You're like, "Hey, how's your week been?" I'm like, "This is a trap. I know this is a trap."
You fell right in.
I didn't tell you. Told you to wait your.
But I told you. But I told you.
Yeah, you did. Yeah, you did. You told me how my week really was.
But I didn't tell you how my week was.
Yeah,
how was your week, Scott?
Pretty good.
pretty good.
Cool.
Pretty standard. The summer rush for work is over, so now I don't have.
There's a rush for fish during the summer.
Yes.
Okay,
I
I'll just
believe
accept
it.
that as a self-evident truth.
You know what? Fish is wet.
You know how? Okay.
You're not wrong.
That's the beginning and end of my logic.
You ever try jerky fish?
No.
Yeah, me neither.
Yeah, it sounds.
Good. Glad we had this talk.
That sounds really gross. Tony can't eat fish, to be fair.
Anyway, so yeah, the summer rush is over, so now I don't work 9 hours a day.
Okay.
That's good.
I work an average of 2 hours a day less than that.
Yay, 7.
So like a normal person's schedule, like an adult schedule. Are you in school?
No, I took the semester off.
Okay. I don't ever ask you guys about school because I don't like I honestly there's no good reason. I don't want to nose into your business, but like am I
So yeah,
Tony's in school.
Yeah.
I'm not in school this semester either, so we should just
Yo, I go
drunk
down into
every
like
night,
the
Scott.
dungeon of the school that I go to and hang out in the Mac lab for like 4 hours on Monday and Tuesday morning. It's pretty sweet.
That sounds pretty dank, actually.
It's pretty good.
Yeah. Did I tell you guys about all the school stuff that happened to me?
Yeah. Yeah, how like there was nonsense that happened. I heard about it. I don't know if it happened right in this context.
I don't know. I basically the school fucked up.
Yeah.
And now hopefully I'll be going in spring 2017 instead of fall this year. But
I think you alluded to it in early went to detail.
yeah, I mean like I sent emails asking people, "Hey, what do I need to do?" And they're like, "You'll be fine.
You don't need to do anything.
You don't need to do anything." Ends up I had to do something and here I am. But
Nailed it.
I'll know by mid-October if I'll be able to go during the spring, and if I can't then I'll probably figure something else out. But I'm not wasting my time at least doing all this stupid garbage stuff. How's your semester off treating you so far, Scott? We're a week into school, and just laying
so
back.
far so good. You know, I got those 2 hours of extra time off the works.
Isn't it weird that this entire this whole podcast spans the entirety of all of our minus Novishin's college careers?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We have like a record of it.
And the back half of high school.
Yeah, and we can hear all of Tony's weird, crazy college drunk stories.
Yeah. Yay.
Well, not all of them, but
Not all of them.
God knows.
We
It
we probably can't disclose all of them legally. There's contracts, non-disclosure agreements.
That's right. I'm under NDA.
That one time you partied with Pusha T, I said too much. Uh, I had a terrible week. But I had a good day today. 'Cause I got to sleep in. I recorded.
Doesn't that feel good?
It does feel God. It feels so good. Oh my God. I slept in on.
I can't do that anymore.
I know.
I just wake up. I'm like, oh.
I feel like if your body, like you also sleep like a normal person, Scott.
Yeah,
So
kind of.
kind of.
So, mostly.
Nabashin, do you ever have trouble sleeping? I never asked.
No, not really. Like there's some days where I do have insomnia. Well, I guess that's not completely true. Like I have days where I just don't sleep at all.
Oof.
I just work the entire day, and like I've been up for like an entire 24-hour period, and but not like it's just like like I never like need to go to sleep, and it's just like, oh, if I go to sleep, I'll go to sleep, and sometimes it just doesn't happen, and
Okay.
just like it'd be like a whole day of work, and then like I'll be home, like play video games or whatever. That's like, oh, I guess it's time to sleep. If I go to sleep, sure, whatever. If not, then whatever. Then I spend the entire night awake, go to work, and
Do you
then
just
by the
lay
time I
there?
get home, yeah, I guess,
Yeah.
and then like by the time I get home, that's probably when I pass out, but. Usually is just something like that. Like I've never been like to the point where like I guess
Where you're
you're like
delusional.
sorry. Yeah.
Yeah. I like now that I'm like working like a pretty regimented schedule and I'm working a lot, like there are definitely days where it's like 3 a.m. and I have work at 9. And I'm like, do I just not sleep? Do I just not do it? And I have to make that coin toss. Because, yeah, there are a lot of nights where I'll just lay there in bed, staring at the ceiling, and be like, well, I guess this is my life now. So I know that feel. I was not sure. You are the person that can sleep regardless of whatever's happening around you, which is a talent and a skill. I don't know. It's honestly like those days where I have work and then I can't sleep, and then I have work the next day as well. Are okay sometimes because after I get off work the second day, I just am so tired I could come home and sleep without any issue. And like when you can just sleep through the night, oh, those are the gifts that keep on giving. I caught up on some sleep on Monday as well as today. But I spent today. I recorded some of the Bro C. Everyone's at least the third best Bro C OC rewatch podcast. At least the third best, because I think there are only 2 others.
Hey.
And people seem to like it. And I record that with John Anderson and Tyler Treese for folks who don't know. And I did some sound baffling to the studio room upstairs as I do my disco dance right now. So now it is like sound dampened, so I can finally start recording in there. So like either tonight or tomorrow night, I start recording Alex Talks for real.
Do you have same day delivery? I know you were eligible for it.
Depends.
Yeah, it depends on the thing.
And you can actually, I can get same day delivery for a lot of things. I've gotten it before, and it's magic.
Yep. It's weird. It doesn't come from UPS. It comes from like some random dude in a car.
Yeah, it comes from a guy in like a truck, and it's like, oh, you're an Amazon person.
Ooh.
Like, you can filter now on Amazon Prime 2-day shipping, Prime 1-day shipping, and Prime same-day delivery. So like my sound baffling stuff I ordered yesterday morning when I got paid, and they said it would come here Sunday, but it got here today. So, which was cool.
So who delivers on Sunday?
UPS still does for Amazon products.
Oh, okay.
And the guy just threw it in the bushes next to my house.
Nailed it.
Like, there's all this room on my doorstep, like right in front of the house, and he decided to just put it on top of a bunch of bushes to the left of my house, like a fucking animal. It's like crushing these like plants. I'm like, these are my neighbor's plants.
You just duct tapes it to the top of your that arch that you have. You just duct tapes it there.
Just like,
it's like, here's your package.
It's up. And he rings my doorbell and leaves. It's like, what the fuck? But yeah, it's really nice up there now. It sounds really good in that room. And I'm really excited. So I've done all the video stuff kind of surrounding actually making Alex Talks. Like I've got the teleprompter thing ready, my little teleprompter mount on my camera. I've got the intro, the title sequence done, which was a lot of fun to make actually. I should send that to you, Nobshin, when I get the chance because I know you'll think it's cool. And I've got I'm trying to I think I've got the closing, the music's picked, so it's all set. I just need to shoot and edit the first episode, and the trailer for the first episode, which I'm pretty excited about. And I have 5 scripts done now, so that's cool. I'm really excited, guys. I think this show is gonna be really cool. It's not gonna be as good as any of the other shows my friends are making, though. I mean, like, I say that jokingly, but like I legitimately don't know. I have an idea of what I want it to look like, and I think it'll look really good, but we'll see. Oh, I have the background done too, which looks really sharp. So I'm excited. That's pretty much been most of my week, is just getting ready for that. And I got my first credit card this week. I'm an adult now, right?
Whoa,
I
credit.
still don't have one.
You still don't have a credit card?
I've never had a credit
It's
card.
probably a good idea to get one.
It's probably a good idea to get one.
I know I heard it for years, but
Yo,
I had to
let
think about it.
me put you in a room with me and Trevor Starkey so we can educate you like we did with Zyger.
Oh my god. Zyger's like, how do credit cards work? And Trevor, Tony, and I were like, oh, Jesus Christ. No, I mean, I should have gotten one a while ago. I could link you to the one that I got, which is like for rebuilding credit if you have really bad credit, because I have no credit.
Yeah, it makes sense. I would like that.
Yeah, so I'll send you the link for that. But yeah, that was like a moment for me. I was like, oh, I'm stepping into adulthood. That, and I bought 3 VIP tickets to see a Ninja Sex Party.
Yeah, we did.
Because like
I should have said something.
You
I've
should
gone
have.
too.
I might not have had the money to front it. Tony hasn't paid me back yet.
Yo, look. It takes me like 6 seconds.
It's true.
I just gotta do it.
I figured like doing it on air was the best way to do it. It was the most mature way to approach it.
Yeah, of course. I mean, it's also been like 6 hours since it happened.
It's been a full day.
Has it? I'm in
Yeah.
a time loop or something.
It was yesterday. But yeah, like they announced like an hour before the tickets went up. They're like, hey, the tickets are going up on sale here, and we're gonna have VIP tickets, and they're $69.69.
Yeah, and we were like, great.
I was like, oh, I'm tempted. I asked Twitter, and everyone on Twitter was like, yeah, why not? I was like, oh, because I'm so poor. But I have like extra money laying around, so it's no big deal.
Oh yeah, okay.
Well, I've been saving money, you know.
I'm just messing with you,
I'm
bro.
trying to eat at home more. I made a lot of pasta this week.
All right.
That's cool. So like that's Ninja Sex Party, Starbomb, and TWRP, which I might not have like done it if Starbomb wasn't there, but they're gonna be doing like a Q&A with all of them. I think they'll be doing.
Are you serious?
I mean, because like I've met just like Ninja Sex Party and TWRP before.
Okay.
Like I took the pictures with them. I met all of them. They're all super cool. But like knowing that Aaron's gonna be there and everything too, it's like no, I need the spring for this. If the Grumps will be together, and it's also because of that, and I'm seeing them again. Tony and I are going to Game Grumps Live the next week.
That's in Philadelphia, right?
Yeah, it's an hour and a half away.
So
Yeah.
2 weeks without a show or something? I don't know.
2 weeks without a show.
Well, no, it's on.
I don't know. I don't know what
The
days
concert is on a Sunday, I believe.
Concert's
It's
on Monday.
It's on Monday, and Game Grumps Live is on Sunday.
So
Okay.
it doesn't affect this at all.
Yeah, at least it's much closer than when I drove to,
New York.
New York.
New
yeah,
York.
Nyack. Yeah, it's like
which was fun in its
Silver
own
Spring
way.
is 30 minutes away from us, so that'll be fun.
Yeah, that is no time at all.
Yeah. Like when they said Silver Spring, I was like, I've been there. I could do
Yeah,
that.
so have I.
Yeah. So that's pretty cool. And
Are there regular?
yeah, there are regular tickets. I think there's still plenty on sale as well. So you should come with us, Scott.
Yeah, Scott.
The regular tickets
Do
are
that.
$28. So
It's like nothing.
But there is like a $18 service charge, which I found out about when I ordered 3 tickets. Anyway.
That's pretty expected though.
Yeah, I know. I just hate it. Hate it so much.
Sure.
So yeah, and that's gonna be awesome. We get a signed poster, Q&A. We get to go in early, so we'd be like, I'm VIP. It'll be exactly the opposite of our Kind of Funny live experience, Navashin. Although
where all of your good friends are like across the way, and you can literally see them going in. It's like, oh hi,
hi,
at the
please
fucking,
don't forget me.
I had to fucking text Trevor. It's like, I miss Trevor Starkey. He came by, gave me a fucking line.
Yeah, right. No, I mean there were still plenty of cool normal people, I guess. Plebeians. There's Amy and Jacob and Danny. No, Danny was VIP. And Jacob and you and I in line. So that was fun. Regardless. So
good people.
Fuck those like higher up, better than us people, even though I am one now. So yeah, that was a nice surprise, I guess. And Brant, because I was texting Brant about it, because he had like gotten up to let me know that he had successfully. He's like, you should go just because they mean.
Oh, yeah. Alex is dead.
Yep.
So dead.
Did I cut out? Did
Yeah,
I
Yes,
disappear?
you did.
Absolutely.
Yeah, you totally did.
God damn it.
Forget like 45 seconds.
Well, I'm back now.
Hello.
You left off at Brand.
I think he's gone again. Fucking killing it.
See, I would think he's trying to be funny, but like he's not blinking, so.
Let me inspect his eyes.
Back.
you are.
I don't know what's.
Yep.
You stopped again. All right.
Okay.
Alright, time for me to host the show. Alright, Alex, you're done talking because you don't have internet. Tell me, how was your week?
It's good. Week is good. A collection of 7 days that I would describe with one word: good.
Nothing interesting?
You're back.
He froze again.
Oh my god.
Oh yeah, no, he's gonna be like that for a while. So
And Scott, you're muted. Fucking killing it.
this is why I don't host.
You guys, hi, hello.
Hello.
Hey.
Hey.
I can tell when I cut out. Do you mind if I reset my router real quick?
Yeah, go for it.
Yeah, go for it.
Will you be able to join the room?
Oh,
Wait, you're frozen.
Yeah, and that's gonna cut off the live show too. So
Yep, we're gonna have to restart.
I think technically it still says live.
Yeah, I think it holds for like maybe like 10 minutes and then it cuts out. That's what happened last time.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So,
But you had nothing for the rest of your week, Tony?
My week has been literally all work, and if not work, I was trying to sleep in the middle of the day because that's the only chance that I get to sleep, and being at school. So it's pretty samey. I've got like some stuff coming, right? Like going to the couple like Game Grumps things,
Right, so
things, and saving up for Extra Life and all that stuff that's coming around the corner. So trying to like keep it low key. Though I did upgrade like basically all the peripherals for my computer in the last like 3 weeks because I hadn't done that in like 4 years, so I felt like it was about that time. Stuff was starting to get just kind of like too used for my liking, so I went and I found some good deals on stuff that I liked and got a new keyboard, mouse, all that stuff. That's kind of neat. Everything has.
What
cool
have you been
light
using? What have you been using? Because I remember you messed up your, not really messed up, but like it got like fucked up, right?
So, my keyboard. That's
Yeah.
what spurred the whole thing on. Was that the keyboard that I had been using since probably like 2012 got messed up because I went to respond to a tweet on knocking
Right. I remember.
water into it,
Mm-hmm.
So the first step to this descent into buying new things was I went and did research, and I purchased a Corsair K70 Rapid Fire RGB keyboard, which is one of the better keyboards on the market now. It's got cool lights on it. It's got nice mechanical switches that aren't as ridiculously loud as the Razer keyboard that I had before. I
Mm.
like it. Um, so I did that, and then I was like, well, I also did drop this mouse like 3 months ago, and since I just bought like this nice new mouse pad, I don't want to like scratch it up with the broken bottom battery cover from the Razer mouse that I had. So I went out and I purchased a.
Whoa!
Let me
Did
see.
you destroy that mouse by dropping it?
So no, so I dropped it. I mean, the way that my computer is set up, right? The mouse is on the edge of the desk. Basically, there's a good like 6 inches by 6 inches square that I use for my mouse.
Mm-hmm.
And just every once in a while, I would like knock it off the side of the desk and it would fall because I have hardwood floors where in my room
Right,
where the
right, right.
computer is. And I just eventually knocked it onto the ground, and it broke the battery cover for the battery on the bottom of the technically wireless mouse that I hadn't used wirelessly for like 4 years. So it broke the battery cover in a way that I couldn't get it to stay all the way on anymore. So there's like a little piece of
Oh.
plastic that was like coming off and scratching on the old mouse pad that I was using, which was like a Dota 2 branded mouse pad, pretty sweet mouse pad.
Yeah, with pretty good mouse pad.
So when I went out to buy a new mouse, hold on, I'm grabbing the box so I can get the name right. I went and I bought a Logitech G900 Chaos Spectrum mouse, which I had heard a lot of good things about. And when I buy like peripherals for my computer, I don't like buy cheap things because I want them to
Right.
last 5 years, like my last incarnation of all this stuff did. So I went and I bought that. That's like I don't know, I spent too much money on it, but it's okay. It's a really nice mouse, and I bought to go along with that the Corsair M900 mouse pad, which is what I'm using now. It's like a long one that goes under the keyboard and the mouse, the whole combo.
Mm-hmm.
So I've got that, and then that was basically thought I was done there. Because then I have like Astro headphones and all these other the peripherals for my computer, including like microphone and everything, already way too much money. They cost more than my actual computer, all the peripherals put together. So then I was like, well, I'm actually playing a lot of World of Warcraft again now, so maybe I should upgrade this mouse pad that I've been using, which is like the way that I play World of Warcraft. I don't use the keyboard. I use like this Razer keypad with like all like 15 macro keys on it. That's what I used to use. So I bought the new version of that, which is the Razer Orb Weaver Chroma, which has 20 keys instead of 15, and also has pretty lights on it. So I got that, and that was what I got that same day delivered by Amazon. That was kind of neat. So that happened earlier this week. I was just like, should I buy this? And I was like leaning on the side of like no, because technically the one that I had before was not broken. And then I was like, oh, but it's on sale. Okay.
Are you still
I
using
got
the
that.
same laptop?
Yes. Yeah. So my plan is to purchase a new one irresponsibly with my tax return.
Okay, that's pretty close
Mhm.
though. Yes, you got 8
Yeah.
months open.
Yep. So I'm gonna do that, and then Then the only thing I'd really have to upgrade at that point would be actually get an actual monitor instead of using a TV as a monitor. But
Oh, that's
so yeah.
right. I forgot
Yep.
you set up.
Yeah, it's actually like it's pretty intense, like the way I've got everything wired together to have like 4 different systems and a computer. Technically, everything is going through a laptop, but I have like 4 different like systems going through, all patching together into the same Astro mixer. So everything comes through my headset because I never use anything but a headset.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So, and then if I want to, I can just turn on speakers, and instead of being through my headset, everything goes through the speakers. And there's and I could have everything route through the TV if I want. It's pretty neat. It's a pain in the ass to move to Extra Life, though. I will tell you that.
Oh, I bet.
Because I did that last year, and it's a solid I guess round trip of taking everything down, putting it back up. And then taking it down from Alex's and then putting it back up at my house. It probably takes me about 3 hours total of wiring stuff. just to make sure everything is there and not ending up in like a giant like rat's nest. I do try to cable manage a little bit, otherwise it would be an absolute mess.
Is your laptop been running okay this entire time? Like it's pretty old. It's in like 5 years, right?
You're right. I take very good care of my computer because I use it for everything. It was like I don't know. I spent way too much money when I first graduated high school to build it because I wanted a computer that would be robust enough to do gaming and all that kind of stuff. At least, at the time, 2011, this was one of the best computers that you could have. So Scott and I both built our laptops on the same website and had them custom built. So I've had that same one since 2011. Early 2011, and it's got an older graphics card in it, by today's standards, which is why I'm kind of looking to upgrade now. I can't really play in games on their best settings. I haven't been able to do that for a while. Like World of Warcraft on like pretty low settings runs at like 30 FPS for me. So there's that. Eventually, we'll see what happens with all that stuff. But yeah, it runs. I used to work in computer repair specifically and a bunch of all that other stuff. So I've just kind of on the side kept my computer very well cared for. So yeah. So that's my whole computer setup.
That is what I wanted you to talk about.
Yep, and and now that you know all of the names and brands of all the things that I purchased in the last 3 weeks, you can tell how irresponsible with my money I am.
Are you just gonna is it just gonna be a whole new one, or are you just gonna just upgrade what you have?
Oh no, I've been planning a build for a computer for about 6 months now, maybe longer than that. But I had to redo it with the 1080. I'm gonna build it by myself, ground up. It'll be completely custom, water cooled, nonsense, everything, all that.
1080, not 4K.
Sure. You want to go with water cooling?
Yeah.
You look into that deep enough?
Mm-hmm.
1080, not 4K.
Well,
I mean like GTX.
4K is really
1080.
Right.
The graphics card.
In that 4K puts so much of a huge price tag on it, especially if you're combining 4K with G-Sync.
Mm-hmm.
So hey, that list of games is not very high.
The price to performance ratio of the 1080 as a card in general is just is very, very, very good. Like it's probably the best card that you can get right now.
I'm talking about 1080p resolution though.
Yeah, I'm talking about the card, which is what I was originally meant when I said 1080.
More like 1090, am I right?
Alex, you missed to talk about all the cool computery things that I've irresponsibly purchased in the last 3 weeks.
Oh, you have? You've been like chipping away, ready to build a computer?
No, so it's all peripherals, not computer parts.
Oh, okay. I mean,
Yeah.
I know about your new keyboard.
Yep, that happened. New mouse happened. New lots of stuff.
Yeah, sorry, I don't know. My internet's stupid. I reset my router.
Next step, 24-channel mixer.
Hell yeah! Let's do it. I still haven't replaced my mixer. The
That mixer is beautiful. Don't replace that.
I
What is
mean, the first
It's an
channel.
antique.
Yeah.
It's not
old.
an antique. The first channel doesn't really work that well anymore. I mean, I found a solution. I guess the USB port is a little messed up. That's why I was getting that static. I found a solution. There's another output on the mixer, which is what I've been using for the past about a month or so.
Okay.
And that's why there's no static in my audio anymore.
Yeah.
I have noticed that.
Yeah, I've been trying some different things. And so that works. So the USB out is a little messed up. And the first channel on the mixer itself just is like, it sounds like dampens, like somebody's like holding a pillow over it. I don't know why I'm using my hand like this. So I should replace it just so that way I have like 4 inputs that work for when we do like shows with the 4 of us together, like Game of the Year and stuff. So like that's like the next on my list of things to get. But like, yeah, I mean, mixers are not too expensive. I like mine a lot. So
Yeah. How you
apparently
feel?
Behringer is not a good brand. That's the one I have, but it's
Whatever.
done us well. So
Fuck those hipsters. We worked for us. So,
Yeah.
so
Just buy a
how do
TriCaster.
you guys collectively feel about the iPhone 7?
Like overall, or
So Alex, here's my my scary thing for you. Alex, Scott just left.
Scott did just leave. See, he is. That's how he feels about the
That's
iPhone.
how Alex, yeah, that's how.
He's like, no headphone jack, no Scott, motherfuckers.
Yeah.
So, Scott, tell us how you really feel.
Listen, I just disconnected and reconnected within whatever the hell just happened.
Yeah, I don't know.
So I don't know what you're talking about. I mean, how do I really feel?
Yeah.
I mean, I just get back from a big screen TV store, just sitting on some couches. I feel like I like some good quality couches. Listen,
right.
Gonna get that love sack sectional couch.
Yeah, I respect the hustle.
Yeah,
but
hustle, grand
as it
hustle.
turns out, we were talking about the iPhone 7.
Yeah,
how
do you feel?
How do I feel about it?
Yep.
I feel like I'm getting one.
All right.
Scott,
Which do you have a 6
in there? No,
I have a 5.
Scott is a 5.
That's right. I didn't know if Scott
And
still
the
had
home
his
button
5.
doesn't work.
Nor does the lock. No, the lock.
And the
button doesn't work.
lock button doesn't work either.
Is
Home
it 5
button,
or
home button.
5S?
We're never gonna know because Scott muted himself.
5. 5 flat.
It's a 5.
flat.
Yeah.
Wow, dude, that was my first iPhone. I went from 5 to 6, and now I'm going from 6 to 7.
I'm going from 5 flat to 7.
So Alex, you're on the 7 train as well.
Yeah, I mean, like, I really like my 6. I really like my iPhone. It's done me well.
It doesn't burst into flames like Galaxy Note S7.
No, it does not, which is funny. Yeah, I mean, like, I'm on the 2-year cycle where I basically get the new branded phone as opposed to the S series phone, which I'm like okay with.
Sure.
It's
who needs speed in their life anyway?
Yeah, I mean, like, it wasn't a big deal for me. It's time. The headphone jack sucks. I think it's a stupid idea, and I don't think courage is like really like a good excuse.
I wouldn't have chosen that word either.
I mean, obviously, people are tearing into that keynote because of that.
They did put a headphone adapter in the box.
Yeah,
so
like if the adapter
without that, I would be pissed.
If the adapter wasn't in the box, I would think it was a dumb decision. But like at this point, like I have nothing really to be mad about. I hope that the adapter lets it still work with like headphones with a microphone and stuff like that.
Sure. Yeah, because how are we gonna play the news music and stuff off of your phone?
Well, I mean that's just plain music, so that would be fine.
So Scott and Alex are on board. How you feel, Navashan?
I'll wait to the 7S because
okay,
that's how it flows with me. I always get the S version.
Yeah.
Okay, so question for Alex and Scott: black or jet black?
For you?
No, you personally.
No, I'm trying to decide between silver or rose gold over
I
here.
think you're nuts. All right, Scott.
I'm gonna ask to have him give me mine in purple.
It doesn't happen.
Can I have a purple option?
I
have a gold 6, which they don't even make the gold one anymore. As the white front, I've gotten quite fond of the white front. I had a
really. I hate the white front on phones.
I had the black front with the iPhone 5, the space gray one, I guess, or it was like a different gray. It's different.
It looks so good when it's just a black front.
I mean, it looks good, but like I've gotten used to it. It's brighter.
I'm just gonna walk in the store and I'm just gonna give me the purple one.
Give me the purple one. They'll say like we have a lavender case.
There's a watch band.
Like, what do you want? You want a watch? I want the purple one.
I want the purple one.
Purple. Give me the purple.
And like somehow there was a new MacBook Pro that was purple, and like they didn't even know yet, and they gave it to Scott. So he was right all along.
That's the only one.
Jet black is they have a thing on the website that says micro abrasions might happen to this.
It's probably gonna scratch, yo.
It's gonna scratch to hell. So no, thank you.
Yeah, I'm a fan of the sweet black.
It looks gorgeous, for sure. I like how shiny it is. The jet black is, but yeah, and then just go.
And you're gonna put it in your same case as you did before, load it up
never
in
see
that
that
Otter
color
box
again.
and never see the color again.
Yeah. I mean, like, I don't think it's gonna fit in the case that I have, which is sad because I have this.
Well,
happy yellow
have
case.
you seen that? Do you know that Scott's phone, his iPhone 5, is almost as big as my iPhone 6s Plus because of the amount of case on Scott's phone?
I have seen.
Yeah, and I'm doing that again.
And somehow he still broke the home button.
Okay, Scott, next question is specifically for you since you had a 5. Regular 7 or 7 Plus?
Ooh.
What's the difference?
The size of the screen. 7 Plus is bigger.
Well, it's got a new camera now.
But also, look, that's not what's important here.
Yeah, it really is actually important.
How many pictures has Scott ever taken in his life?
I mean, that's true, but like, it's a big feature. I mean,
it is.
I'm
We're talking about
really
screen real estate here. Scott plays
true.
mobile games.
Yeah,
Scott plays Clash of Clans.
How many clans can you fit on one screen?
Like, listen, like make a circle with your hand. Like,
I think we're talking like, all right. So this is a 6, right?
no, make a circle with one hand.
Okay, so this is a 6.
No.
That's
Make
a
a
L.
circle. Make a circle.
Make a circle.
This is a 6.
Okay, that's all I need. That is all for everything.
No, shut up, Scott. I want a circle phone.
And it has to be purple.
Give me the purple one.
Give me the purple one.
Scott is easy to please, is what we've learned now. He's
Basically,
had an
what Scott
iPhone
needs-
5 for 4
No,
years.
Scott needs an Apple Watch connected to his father's phone. I just can make my calls from this.
Who's calling? My dad's friend? What's up, dog?
You want a lift?
Give me the purple one.
Give me the purple one. Well, I think that answers your question, Tony. That's how we
That answers all my questions.
You're going plus, right? You like the plus.
I'm not upgrading.
Oh, you're not upgrading?
I mean, yeah, eventually it makes sense for me to upgrade because I would make money upgrading.
Mm-hmm.
The way that my plan is set up, and how much my carrier pays towards my new phones, I could front some cash and then sell my 6S Plus for more than that easily.
Yeah.
So I would actually make money going to the next phone, which is ridiculously dumb.
Yep.
Yeah, eventually, right? But I'll wait until, obviously it's going to be a couple months before, I can get it that way. Because, it's already, pre-orders are a thing, and the last time I tried to buy an iPhone when it was close to its release date, it took me like 4 months to get it. So,
Yeah.
there's that.
Do you know if do you know anybody who works at Apple who had maybe I'm just curious if they have any benefits from it, because I'm just curious if that's even a thing.
Benefits as far as?
I mean, I don't know, getting a new phone. I'm just curious.
So I have a business account with Verizon.
Mm-hmm.
So they pay a substantial amount towards my new phone that is larger than what any normal consumer would get paid towards their phone. Also, it's not available for consumers to get subsidized phones anymore, really.
That subsidies is where they where you pay $199 on a contract.
Yeah, they would pay a flat $450 towards any phone, and then they'd make that back through your contract with them over the next 2 years. Now
you have
they're
AT&T,
just now
right now, Machine?
Hmm?
You have AT&T, right?
I don't know what I have. No, I have Verizon. There you go.
Okay. I was just curious.
all the major carriers do financing now. So you either purchase the phone outright, or you pay them monthly, and then eventually after a specific amount of months you can upgrade. So
Yeah.
yeah.
So
I feel like probably.
yeah, we could give you more details off the record, later down. If you were curious. Were you looking to upgrade soon or switch plans soon?
Yes.
Not you, Scott. I know you need a lot of help.
No, that was
looking
just
iPhone 5.
that was a curiosity question. That's all.
Yeah. I'm looking forward to it. I haven't gotten a new phone since 2014, so I like new toys. Brant is very excited to get his iPhone 7 Plus. He's getting the jet black one. He's gonna destroy it. He told me that already.
Brant is buying everything. Fucking Xbox S and
He got an Xbox One.
Remember he asked us about it last time he was
right.
on.
And then he pre-ordered it while he was on this goddamn show. I should ask him how that is, because he's probably gotten it by now. He's stopping by to visit at the end of this month. So
Oh, sweet.
yeah, so he'll be on the show this month again. He said he missed me. He was gonna come in December, but he wanted to come earlier. So we're gonna have some fun. Do you guys want to start the real show?
Ah,
Oh no, let's just do bonus content forever. Never mind.
yeah, more bonus content.
More bonus content. I was thinking like this will probably never happen. But I was thinking if we ever did a Patreon, I would rip all the bonus content obviously and put it in audio form for audio listeners. And I was thinking of like what we could call that show, and I just want to call it bonus content, the show, the show. The bonus show. I don't know. Something fun. Yeah, let's get the real show going.
All right, I'm ready now.
You are ready now.
Yeah.
Let me go get a drink, and I'll be ready.
All right, fine. You know, I'm just gonna do the same thing.
Okay. Jesus.
Is that what you needed, Navishin? He's gone. I'm alone. I can't handle the pressure. I'm leaving.
Yay.
I hate how filthy your phone gets after you take it off this case and like after like not doing it for like a month or so.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
it depends.
on your case.
Yeah, do you have like an OtterBox case?
I have an OtterBox case.
Yeah, those
I think those are fucking gross.
they get filthy.
Yeah.
That's for sure.
Was that what you needed, by the way? Navishin.
Oh jeez. Okay.
Yeah, it's in the side chat.
It's in the side chat.
Scott's just taking a sweet fucking time.
Would you have you come to expect anything else?
Just sitting there, he's probably talking to his mom.
Oh, dude, I would talk to Scott's mom. She's a nice.
She's a very nice lady.
Makes really good fake Chipotle too.
Does she?
Dude, have you ever been to Scott's house where they're having like Chipotle style burritos? It's delicious.
I gotta try that. Scott never invites me over, to be fair.
Well, it's because we all know that you wouldn't come anyway.
Damn.
I mean, that's absolutely true. See what the fuck this Snapchat from Danny Juarez is.
Probably, it's garbage.
This goddamn disaster of a man. It's him being emo.
So I briefly downloaded this game that off of the App Store while I was like just like doing nothing earlier this week. I was like, what? There's probably something stupid on the App Store that I can download. It's called Kantai Girls.
Oh God, don't! You told me about this.
Yeah, it's a game that I have opened and watched the opening cinematic and never opened again. I should probably just delete it. I don't know what it's about, but the opening cinematic has a lot of half girl, half battleships.
Whoa.
It's really weird.
That sounds all right. Don't send that to Greg. We'll never hear from him again.
Right, World of Tanks, but made of anime girls.
That's all he plays. I'm convinced. It's just World of Tanks.
You're not wrong.
I'm back.
And GTA 5.
Scott's here.
Nothing. Pardon me.
Pardon me.
Yes, here we go. Let's get started. Hi, Jarrett, also, who's watching. Oh, let me answer this guy. I have a XL E250. That's mic. I think that's what it is. All right. On one, guys. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Good evening.
Right, Mike.
We're all recording from the right mic.
Yeah.
Tony.
What? That wasn't me.
I'm just teasing. I don't want to make Nabishin feel bad or anything.
I will. Nabishin.
It happens sometimes.
Sorry.
I've done it before.
Me too. I just didn't tell you, and no one noticed.
I would have noticed.
Yeah, I don't remember that ever happening.
It's probably never happened. Alrighty then. Very nice. Scott, you doing all right? You quiet over there?
I'm being quiet on purpose.
All right. Check it in. It is Saturday, September 10th, 2016, and you are listening to the Irrational Passions podcast. I am Alex O'Neill, the host of this ship careening into
Who
an
died
iceberg.
and made you host?
I died and made him host.
Right.
Deal with it.
Y'all did. With me, Scott Guthier,
It happened.
Tony Horvath,
Hello.
and our good friend Brian Nabishin Jackson.
Pure electricity in my pants.
It's my electricity sounds.
Nailed it.
Nailed it. Thank you all for joining me tonight. I gotta start thinking about what I'm gonna say before I just start talking out my mouth.
Never stopped you before.
It's true. It never stopped me before. This is Rational Passions podcast. All right, it's over now. Bye. We're gonna have a good show tonight. It's gonna be fun. I don't know what I normally say. I've completely forgotten.
Normally you have a doc up to help you.
I mean, I do have a doc up, but we're not at housekeeping yet. I try and vamp a little, say some dumb shit before housekeeping.
And then the show's over.
And then the podcast ends.
Nice.
And finally, I can feel something, anything. You should check out bonus content. Hey, for the audio listeners of the show, of which there are many, and I love all of you.
Yes.
I just want to say we for folks who don't know, some folks might not, we do a video version of the show. Also, it's just a Google Hangout Live that happens. But when the Google Hangout starts, before we start recording, we do a little bonus content. It's about
content.
a little 30 to 50 minutes of us just catching up, talking about stuff, talking about life, man. And you can watch that, youtube.com/Irrational Passions. If you go to our page, there's a playlist, Rational Passions Podcast, uncut and unedited, because it is. It also includes bonus content. So you can go watch it.
Hooray.
Well, and the question is,
Okay,
would you listeners
here
like
we
an
go.
audio version of that?
That's a good question. Valid question. Bonus content, the show. Let us know. Would you want me to cut all of the month's bonus contents up into a show and put it out for you?
Put it on our official iOS app.
I could do that.
Could do that.
But it still exists somewhere, anywhere.
It's on the App Store. You can buy it. It's 99 cents. Or it's actually, I think it's $2.99. Don't buy it.
Don't buy
If it's
it.
$2.99, do not buy it.
Yeah.
If it's 99 cents, I might say,
I've thought about because basically with that you can put up bonus content in that app for each show, and you can put up wallpapers that people can download
There's just pictures of Scott's forehead.
Yeah, and then you can also like play the show out of the app as well. I've thought about like putting actual wallpapers up there.
I got real upset this week because the developer of my favorite iOS podcast listening app put ads back in it after he had taken them out for like 8 months, and I got real upset.
There are ads in the app?
Yeah, like it shows up like in the middle of all of your different like podcast list, and then they show up right before at the very top of all of the list of episodes that you are either listening to or have downloaded, and it pisses me off.
That's really silly. I mean, like typically, you might be able to like just buy like a $2 version of the app and have no ads.
So you can buy a yearly subscription to the app for $10.
That's not the worst price, but that's like
it's way too many price.
Stitcher and the Apple Podcast app are both free.
Yeah, I'm probably gonna go back to just the built-in podcast app for now.
Stitcher is also this app. Really nice. What app do you use?
Overcast.
Overcast. Okay.
It's a very, very good podcast app, except now it has ads in it.
Except now it sucks.
So now it's terrible.
Yeah, I mean, just listen to the Irrational Passions podcast app. The best podcast app.
Probably a pretty bad podcast app.
I mean,
probably only does one section of podcast.
It probably just does the one podcast. It's not the best podcast app, but it's not the worst. Yeah, we got a good show lined up. I just want to put that feeler out there for folks who are listening. Thank you to everyone who listens. Some housekeeping real quick. I'm trying to think like anything outside of the stuff on the website. Monthly Passions podcast is up, which was really good. Jarrett Green, the host of Monthly Passions podcast.
This month's episode quite good.
He had Trevor Starkey on, obviously a good friend of the show, as well as Tommy.
Is that
Miller.
obvious?
I'd like to hope Trevor is a friend of the show. We do start a lot of beef with Trevor.
You're not wrong.
Not wrong, but he deserves it. So, and he also had Tommy Miller, who I guess I'm not sure. Like, does Tommy have his own site? I followed him on Twitter, but I don't want to read anything. Who's the guy? He talks about video games. He's cool.
Most people.
And yeah, he seems like good people. So yeah, check that out. If you don't listen to Monthly Passions podcast, it's a once a month podcast hosted once a month podcast hosted by Jarrett Green. Obviously, once editor for IrrationalPassions.com, now full-time sexy man, going to weddings and taking ridiculous pictures. And he talks about he gets cool video games people on every month to talk about the games that came out that month. So it's cool.
Yeah,
it is the.
I was on the pilot.
You were. It's a continuation of the Monthly Passions monthly article that they used to post on IP, and I think it's pretty cool. Other stuff on IrrationalPassions.com. No Man's Sky is the scariest game of the year by Logan Wilkinson, which is a great read. And it's a cool article. I talked about it last week, but if you haven't read it yet, definitely go check it out. See, it's a different approach to No Man's Sky. It talks about that game in a different way than anyone else has, which I appreciate. Pokemon Go, something new and more of the same by Elliot Altland, which is about franchise games, ones that have worked, ones that haven't, and ones that are not very good, like Pokemon Go, apparently. So put that feather in your cap and suck on it. I don't know what I was going to say. And on Monday, another in the series by George Cruz of revisiting old games and writing very emotional pieces about them is going up. I don't want to spoil what it's on, but it's a DS game. I'll say that much.
Okay.
So check that out. That's gonna be great. I think that's it. Alex Talks Season 3 starts the end of this month. I'm really excited about that. Guys, I'm excited. I've been talking about it a lot. Can you tell?
Yeah.
Tell?
Yeah.
Oh, it's okay to be excited about it.
Yeah, I think it's going to be cool. Also, next week is going to be a special podcast. It's going to be a writers. I guess I can talk about it. It's going to be a Writers Ramble reunion episode. Folks who don't know, we have a now defunct podcast on the site called Writers Ramble, hosted by the writing team of the once writing team of Irrational Passions podcast. We're getting the gang back together 3 years later. The 14th is our 3-year anniversary from then.
There you go.
We're getting the gang back together, and it's gonna be this show. So it's just gonna be me and the writers. And these chuckle fucks are gonna take the week off.
I'm crashing.
Scott's gonna crash it.
Yeah,
I'll be there.
Would that be?
I'll appear at your house.
It's gonna be $2.95.
No, I mean, what number of Writers Ramble?
Would that be? It would be, I think, 16 or 17, depending. I'd have to double check that, but that was like a bi-weekly show, so
Okay.
yeah, that's gonna be fun. It's gonna be a little bit different, but like I just wanted for people listening to this week as a heads up, the next episode of this podcast will be different. It's gonna be crazy. But like I really liked the episode of the Comedy Button where they had that reunion podcast. So that was kind of like my inspiration for this. So look out for that. That's all I got. Let's talk about video games.
Jared says it's more 11 or 12 probably.
Is it okay? I thought they had done. Maybe they had done more, but like they put them out in a different capacity. So it might be 16 or 17 if you include the Ramblets, Writers Ramblets that Jared hosted, which were a little bit different. Let's talk about video games. Video
juegos.
Video juegos. Scott, you're playing WoW, probably like right now.
I kind of. I mean, it's open in a tab along with like the binding. Actually, no, I closed that a bit ago. But yeah, there's some other things open. I need to stop doing this.
Yeah,
now that I have the option to, I have just other things open.
Yeah, you just have
It's
like
I have 18
tabs
games
open, and you don't notice it because your computer is strong enough to run all of them without even winking.
Yeah,
why your computer would wink to begin with, but
like here, I'm just feeling the back of this computer, and it's not even warm.
Oh my god! Please stop.
No. Enough this stuff. But yeah, I started playing some of that. I started on. I want to say I decided on Monday. Then
Scott just like sent me a message. He was like, "Hey, I'm doing this."
Yeah, I'm doing it. So how this went down is I was like, I probably shouldn't do it because I'm gonna not have all that much time to do some Game of the Year backlog as well as some of the new stuff that's coming out. Because I know these I need to play 4 new games to come out as well as go back to at least one other. And then I look at then I go and I double check and I'm like, all right, let's get this list together. And I'm like, oh wait a second, there's Final Fantasy 15.
Yeah, you're probably gonna
which
play
is
that.
a maybe, probably, if it comes out on PC, and then there's Dishonored 2, and then that was it.
Okay.
So I was like, oh, wait a minute.
So you're not gonna play anything.
All right.
Let me play WoW.
Wait a second. I'm gonna be on a backlog frenzy here. It'll be one of those things where I'm like, I'm not even playing games from this year. I'm gonna be playing games from a long time ago.
Such
so
as
it's like
WoW
or Dragon Commander Divinity games.
I would argue that WoW is a game that came out a week and a half ago.
It's a game that came out all years. It's one with all of us.
It comes out like every other year with a new game.
Yeah, I mean, I guess, but this is an expansion. I say this, but then I know I'm gonna get super on that sweet goddamn Destiny.
Yeah. We know that. So.
And Taken King was.
Are you sure?
Yeah. Why?
I mean, not to be like, I'm not trying to be pessimistic or anything like that, but like, are you saying all the right things, or I'm saying like it's been so long that like, is it like you think it'll be easy just to jump back on into it again?
I mean, like, I think it'll be easy to play through the new content, like the new story content, whatever, like the new story levels, the raid, and maybe one of the strikes. That's right. I'm actually really excited about Destiny. Maybe I haven't made this point across when you haven't. That's why I'm like,
right,
they're coming out of nowhere.
when I play with, so this is the dream. Tony, Danny, and I.
So no, hold on. Before you continue, you're gonna continue.
Okay.
But before you continue, it's now you understand why we kept going back expansion after expansion, and then
True.
sometimes took some time off.
I mean, maybe the Destiny expansion will be garbage. We'll find out, I guess. But
Maybe.
Danny Juarez, Tony, and I, we're gonna be the dream team. Unless Tony's not down for this.
I'd love to be down. Yeah, that's why I am. Yeah, the answer to your question is yeah, of course.
Yeah. So because Danny and I have been playing a lot of Overwatch at least this past week. We're like he's been getting me excited. I'm like, oh, I'm gonna have like a crew to roll with. Like Cameron's gonna be back on. Sean Pitts is gonna be back on. So like I'm actually like excited because like thinking, and I wrote that thing about Destiny a couple weeks ago on my blog. Of like thinking about like this game that I can come back to is actually really exciting because I had so much fun with Destiny. Obviously, it was like a character on this show. We talked about it every week, and I had so many different people to play it with, I should say. And like that's kind of what Overwatch has become in a lot of ways. And maybe Overwatch is a better game. I don't know, but like I'm excited. Like I had so much fun like gearing up for the raid and then doing the raid during. I've been. To get ready for Alex Talks, I've been editing some of the Extra Life footage from last year, just like to test things out, like how let me do titles and transitions and stuff. So like I rewatched the raid, the Kingsfall raid that we did during Extra Life last year. I'm like, man, this was so much fun. So I'm actually like really looking forward to going back to that. I had a lot of fun with it before, so hopefully I have a lot of fun with it again. So, if that answers your question,
yeah.
Yeah, and it's just $30 as opposed to like a whole new $60 game. So, but yeah, I guess I see what you're saying, Scott. So are you finished with Legion? Have you drained the Legion of all of its juices?
Not even close. I'm not 110 yet.
Excuse me, princess. Like I didn't mean to step on your goddamn toes over here.
Come on, dude. It's WoW. They're not gonna let you finish it in 1 week.
I mean, Tony gave it his best goddamn shot. To be fair,
that was just for 1 to 100.
Or 100 to 110.
Yes, thank you.
I got you.
For correcting me.
I got you. Are you still playing, Tony? Let's have a WoW talk.
Yeah, Tony's still playing.
Yeah, of course.
Are there like dogs barking in the background, Tony? Is that what you?
No, I left for the last 5 minutes to stop that.
Okay. We're just talking about WoW, and we talked a little bit about Destiny.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm still playing it. That's all I've been playing. It's good. You know, continues to be a good game.
Mm-hmm. Do you like the changes, Scott, so far?
So far, I like them a lot.
Yeah.
So, one of the big things that they changed here that I'm liking the most is they went and they got rid of a lot of extra abilities that you were almost always better off just picking another ability to use.
Mm-hmm. So like it just kind of got the excess out of there.
Yeah, the excess is gone. I have something that I've never had before, which is empty slots on essentially a 2-bar setup that I have.
Okay.
Which is essentially, the regular hotkeys, and then I hold an Alt button, and then I hit another set. I have empty slots on that, and I'm confused and I don't know what to do.
Yeah, I mean that sounds good. Like, I remember.
So they simplified that a lot. Yeah, before you could not get by without a UI mod at the higher levels because the way the game worked did not allow you to have all the abilities you need in a spot where you could focus it. Mm-hmm. They just did not have that.
Yeah.
And now I can see you working with it, although you probably only get a UI mod because it helps everything out and everything else out aesthetically as well. But it's no longer completely necessary, in my opinion, now.
Okay.
At least not for generally playing.
That sounds like more interesting to someone like me because I remember like seeing like the screens and the stuff of like YouTube playing like the 2 bars, like the 2 10-key bars, and being like,
right,
ooh, fuck me.
right. It's like you walk into somebody playing WoW and they have almost everybody's got a different crazy mod, and you have absolutely no idea what's going on their screen. And it's all full of abilities that, for the most part, they use them all. But now all those abilities have been cut down. Now, like, I have a total of 11 abilities that I use in my rotation,
Okay.
and a bunch of those are cooldown abilities. So they are abilities that I use like once per fight maximum.
Okay. That
So-
seems a lot easier to manage.
Right.
Yeah,
And then,
the only class that has a lot of abilities still is druids. They have way too many still.
Because they can turn into a liger.
They can turn into a cat, they can turn into a bear, they can turn into a tree, or they can turn into the same themselves, but like a ghosty version.
Why would you turn into a tree?
To
a
heal
healing
people.
tree.
Oh, I guess.
Roots of life.
Trees are just stupid, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Fuck trees.
Fuck
Like
trees.
you call it a tree, but it's a treant.
Yeah.
Oh, a Trant?
Yes.
Trent?
I hate Trent. He's such a dick. He always comes to my house
yeah,
and
fuck
smokes
that
weed
guy.
and then leaves. That's it. That sounds like something a Trent would do, right? Like a Trent would come over, like a guy named Trent. He would come over to your house, like smoke a bunch of weed, and be like, "Can you please not smoke in my house?" And he'd be like, "Whatever, man." Then he eats all your Cheez-Its and leaves. And he
What
eats all
an
your
asshole.
Cheez-Its and your Gushers.
Dude,
Your
Don't touch my
Gushers
Gushers.
that you hid behind the Cheez-Its so no one would find them. Trent's a dick.
are you trying to trigger me right now? Because it's working.
Hashtag Trent triggered. Is that like a thing going forward? Yeah, I mean, it sounds cool. I like the idea of that more.
Yeah,
I still don't like the idea of playing WoW, but
I think I don't know. It's good. It's
Again, it's probably still not for you, but they went ahead and they made changes that, in playing them now, it feels like they needed to do this a long time ago.
I feel like Blizzard's really good about that.
I mean, how else do you have basically the most popular game ever for like what 12 years?
Yeah, I like you learn a thing or two in that time span. I'm glad that they can still make sweeping changes like to the skill tree and stuff, and not have that completely ruin the game. Also.
Yeah, I think they're very good about keeping to like, and especially with this expansion, like class fantasy is a huge thing. Like they want you to feel like you're playing that specific part of your class. So they're really good at, like, druids, for example, have 4 different specs, which is like a specialization. You can be a healer, you can be a melee DPS, you can be a ranged DPS, or you can be a tank. And all 4 of them feel incredibly unique within one class. So that's kind of neat.
Cool.
Right. Before, it used to only be, if there was 3 for every class, and now the new Demon Hunter, you only really have 2 because you only need 2. You've got 1 for damage and 1 for tanking.
Yeah, when they originally announced it, they're like, yo, we only did 2 talent specs because we didn't want to spread out all the cool stuff that we wanted to do into 3 and make 2 classes or 2 specs that seem less good.
Yeah.
So that kind of stuff. Which Scott has been really enjoying his new Demon Hunter, which is pretty sweet.
Yeah, it's a lot like the Warrior, except for
It's like a warrior plus a rogue.
Yeah, he zips around the place.
Yeah.
He's got 2 charge abilities. You can use them whenever. You just bam.
He's just zip zoom zip zap zip down. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Cool. Have you been playing anything else, Scott?
I got into the Binding of Isaac again. I forgot to upload my cloud save, and so all that stuff is gone. So I got to redo all of that. However, I am much better at the game now. So I've been only going through the challenge modes, and I think I'm at challenge 5 now.
Okay. Sometimes I wish I could wipe my Spelunky save so that I could get everything like it's new again.
I'm pretty sure there's a way.
I'm sure. Yeah, it probably is. It was like I was excited to play.
Do you want me to research it for you and then
you can let me
have
know.
that something to do at Extra Life?
Add Extra Life. See how quickly it takes me to get 100%.
No, you'd be playing that all Extra Life. I just do it for you.
I'm gonna play it all Extra Life anyway, so it doesn't matter. No. Because like I was excited when it came to Vita.
You wish.
It's true. When it came to Vita, I was like, "Oh, cool! I'll be able to start from fresh." But it pulled everything from my PS3 version. I was like, "Oh, okay. So this is just a continuation." Same with PS4. So I mean that makes sense. But is it nice to have a blank slate with Binding of Isaac, or do you miss all the unlocks and stuff?
You gotta remember, I never really finished the game ever.
Yeah, but you still had a lot.
Regardless of the version, so I was getting there. I was getting there, and I was more excited to try and go ahead and finish that, plus do some of the extra new stuff that was in there.
Mhm.
So I'll say this: it wasn't disheartening,
Okay.
but it definitely did kill the excitement a bit.
Okay.
So I want to say I did those 5 challenges before I stepped into WoW.
Okay.
Which was actually I think I lost once out of the 6. Yeah, I did 6 runs. 5 of them were winners of completely different challenges.
Wow. Sweet. Anything
They
else?
start you off pretty powerful in those challenges.
Yeah. It's because they're supposed to be hard, I guess. You've gotten pretty good at that game, so.
Yeah.
Anything else?
As far as anything else, no, I'm still chugging away at Bravely Default. It does get better. I think the main issue was I took classes based off of a build I wanted to do, instead of the ones that would allow me to use the Brave/default system. And then when I took a class that I didn't base that off of,
Mm-hmm.
it was a defensive class where I was essentially, you have an ability and you lure the attacks to that person, and then you also take half damage for all those attacks that turn. So then I started to be able to survive some of those fights for longer than one burst.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Cool.
Which was helpful because right after that, it was just a string of boss fights.
Yeah, I'm glad it's getting better.
So I'd say it also makes it weird because none of the new classes that they give you have that kind of ability. They're almost all straight offensive in just a different manner.
Okay. So
So
no support classes or anything?
There's new support classes, but to give you an idea, they're barely any different from the White Mage.
Yeah, I mean, like,
or one of the old boon classes that they used to have.
Healers in those kinds of games are typically pretty similar to one another. So
right, they're the only difference between the two, really, besides the name of the spells that they use, is the passives they get.
Mm-hmm.
And then the new one's kind of straight up just better.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah.
All right. Keep trugging away. We'll
will.
see where you are when you finish that game. Since the folks watching live in the chat were asking, or you guys were talking about Deus Ex: Mankind Divided, I can talk about that a little bit, I should say.
Yeah,
I played a whole lot of that this week. Actually, I finally was like, because I was still like in that kind of funk coming off of last week's show. Like, I don't really know what I want to play. So I just forced myself. I sat down and said, I'm going to play Deus Ex. And I played it like all of my day off Monday. And I got way into it. I was really happy with that. So it's, I talked a little bit about it. It takes place in Prague, right? I found out like it only takes place in Prague because I'm catching up on some Bombcasts as well, which is kind of a bummer because the thing I liked about the first Deus Ex is like you go here and then here and then here. And they're very different than one another. Or at least you go to two kind of big areas and you go back and forth between them. But apparently, like, you know, you go to Prague and then you do it like a big story event and then you go back and it's like, ooh, now it's different. It's nighttime. So I'm in like the second act. I'm in the nighttime act. Is there anything you want to know about it, Nabishin, since you seem curious about it?
Just it's not a game that particularly speaks to me, but like, you know, I just was curious. Like like I said, like I've been hearing like it's been feeling a little bit half baked. Like it's like almost not really like half a game, but like it's a game that seemed like it was a full game and then just got cut in half, and like we want to make a sequel. So it's like it's just like one of those type of things. So this is like a feature complete type of thing. So I was just curious about it, but I heard that the gameplay was just fucking awesome for it as well.
Yeah, it is like because like it's weird, and I said it like last time I talked about it a little bit. Like this seems very similar to Mankind or Human Revolution. God, sorry, their names are really bad. It seems very similar to the first one. Let's just say, and it is just like kind of. Game on a gameplay level is like if the first one was balanced and worked well, if that makes sense. Like you have like your energy bar for the batteries and you have your health bar for your life, and you can extend those out I kind of talked about that a little bit, but like when you open the menu, kind of like how you can in Bioshock and Bioshock Infinite, you can like pull the left trigger and refill your energy bar, and like that's like a consumable item, and you pull the right trigger and refill your health with another consumable item, like biocells and stim packs, essentially. And it's like, okay, this is like a way easier to understand version of that system, making it a little bit more like Bioshock. I can use my abilities with energy, and it'll recharge to some extent. So like cleaning up the UI, making the abilities easier to use. The stuff they do with stealth, where it's like it's a little bit more like polished, I guess would be the word. Like it feels like it works 100% of the time instead of like kind of 70% of the time. And yeah, all the new abilities are really cool. I've been using them in different ways. There are ways to talk yourself out of a situation that are different. Like I'm trying to think, there was like a good example where I had to like get into a place, right? And it's like, okay, well, and then this is like basically the first main like story beat that's off of the beaten path. So like you're in the main Prague area, and then you go to another area for like a big story set piece mission. And the story, that area is a shanty town for augmented people. So it's kind of built like a shanty town. It's very layered. It's very high up, and there are different levels to it. So you meet up with this guy who's been arrested, and you have to sneak into the prison however you want, right? And he's like, well, listen, you need to get up to this second floor. You can either find my brother, and maybe he knows a way to get up there. You can find this smuggler that I've been talking to. He can probably smuggle you in there if you do something for him. You can find my key card. One of the people that arrested me has it, and they might be in the market. And you can find this. And I'm like, okay, cool. I want to do all these things. So I went out, like I went around, I found his brother. He's like being like beaten by the police because they're super anti-aug in Prague. And then like I saved him, and he told me a passcode to tell to the elevator guy and then he would let me up. And then I went and found the guy that like had like the smuggler guy. And because I had done a side mission in the previous area, basically the person who had set up that previous side mission was like, okay, now I want you to kill that guy. And I was like, well, I don't want to kill this guy. I'm not a hired hitman. So instead I went up to the guy and said, yeah, this guy really wants me to kill you, and I don't know why. You want to explain yourself? And he gets so scared, he'll just let you go through for free, and then he pieces out. So like I had basically set it up so I could get through in my own way. So it's really good at laying out different ways to do things. And that's just like, that's a more like kind of scripted one. A lot of the times it's a little bit more like there's not like pick this option type thing. You just kind of do it however you want to do it, if that makes sense. Right. So if I wanted to get past this guy, I could just sneak my way past or talk my way past, and it would feel more natural. Not like I was picking an option off a list. So yeah, on the gameplay level, it's really cool. A lot of breaking into apartments and reading their emails, which is some of the best stuff in Deus Ex. So yeah, I mean, I really like it. It's weird, like hearing that it only takes place in this one area definitely like lessens the interest in the game, because like I was hoping that like the Prague feels like the first half of the game. Like, if that makes sense, like, because especially going off of the first one where like you're in Detroit and then you go to Hangsha in China, like Prague feels like a lot of how everything is laid out and all the security things are laid out feels like, oh, this is for like when you're on the lower end of the skill tree versus the higher end of the skill tree. And it doesn't really challenge some of like this more overpowered later abilities. And that's why it kind of feels half of a thing. So hearing that it is only that area, maybe that's part of that half-baked feel. As for the story stuff, like I saw people in the chat, folks watching live, that like, you know, the kind of augmented, like the discriminated versus the non-discriminated type story, like it feels like they're not really leaning into the themes of that. That's just kind of the backdrop to a more like focused, smaller story. And I guess you don't really get a good sense for the discrimination, right? Like you go to that shanty town, this Og city in a lot of ways, and there are people being beaten by the police, and like they're police are treating them terribly, and they're just like straight up like shooting and murdering and dragging them out of their homes type stuff, like very like totalitarian government feeling. And it's terrible, but it never directly affects you, if that makes sense. Like, I'm an augmented dude. I got robot arms. No one's treating me differently, really. And I'm seeing all of these bad stuff, but in no way is it like linked to me or what I'm doing. So it's like a backdrop. It's like, this is set dressing. It's not supposed to impact me. And that kind of like lessens it in a lot of ways. Like, if this was like the push of the game, like, man, this is about discrimination and racism and prejudice, is like, okay, yeah, like, you're an augmented person in Prague, which is super anti-augmented people. Like, make me feel that. But they don't really do any of that. You just see a bunch of people getting discriminated, and you're just kind of there. And that's like, do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's kind of like what people talk about with Mafia 3, and is like what they hope for that game as far as like discrimination and like the themes, and like hopefully what they'll attempt to do with that game, which they see that they might be getting, but you know, they don't know if you'll get it enough of it, or like get the right amount of it. So it seems like this one just pretty much just skipped it entirely. Despite like I always say with Deus Ex, like those cinematics, like those first trailers for it, that doesn't look like anything like the game. Like they always look amazing to me. I was like, oh, I just want to see more of just that. I don't really need to see. I don't need to see
Deus Ex Kingsglaive.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah, no, I get that. Like, I feel like Mafia 3 is set up to do it better because it takes place in a time that happened, and that discrimination was real. Where this is kind of projecting in the future of like this kind of science fiction, very much like we're building up our own fiction of discrimination, which lets them get away with not leaning super heavily into it. Whereas you couldn't get away with that. Like, you couldn't get away with just being like a black guy in the 1940s. Like, there was impacts on your life that you can't avoid, right? So hopefully Mafia is good about doing that.
Quick question about Adam Jensen, because I don't really know anything about him, but like, I know like he got augmented without, that wasn't his choice to get augmented, right? But like it's not like, does he have like a resentment towards augmentations because of that, or
it depends on how you play it. Like in the Human Rev, there's a great line where like, Malik, you're a pilot.
I never asked for this.
Yeah, you can basically respond with that. You can respond with that of like, oh, this power makes me feel super great. Like, I love being in so control of everything around me. Or like, I never asked for this. I never wanted this, and it sucks. Or like, I don't know how I feel yet, but I'm kind of getting used to it. Which is typically the road that I took. Jarrett in the chat said that I nailed it with the description. He said Jensen is more augmented than anyone you'll meet, and he surprisingly has no real opinion about it. And that's super true, right? Like, he isn't really taking a line in the sand. It's fun because like, there's a big set piece part where like this guy who is like kind of the scion for augmented, the emissary for augmented people, the subspace emissary of augments. He like, you have to talk him down. You have to convince him to come with you, to be on your side. And one of the options is like, you don't understand, like, I'm augmented too. Like, I don't want to fuck up what you're doing because what I think you're doing is good. And it was like, that was the first and like only time playing Mankind Divided that like, I've been like, man, like that was like a really empathetic stance for Jensen to take. And it was like a really cool option that I had. And I actually really liked how that dialogue went down because of it. But it's only like one option, right? It feels like it's such a missed opportunity.
Is it another one of those situations where like, man, The Witcher fucking makes it like what they did? Like,
it definitely is, like, you know, where like The Witcher is like with all this stuff about like elves and dwarves and stuff, and like segregated half humans or whatever, and like, you know, obviously the issues of like there not being really any people of color in the main game aside, like the way they approach discrimination is compelling and emotional. It is very much like they did it with fucking elves and you're sitting over here with people with robot arms and you can't do it. It's like these are both ridiculous situations, yet somebody can do it. Why can't you? I don't know. That's why I feel like Mafia is a great opportunity, because like that, the main character's, I think he's like half black, and he's like in this discriminated world. So like and that gives them the opportunity to nail it, right? But like, you know, your main character is almost completely augmented, and yet he's not discriminated on that much. He lives in this super lush, lavish apartment with this big screen TV. Like, I don't know. I wanted them to lean into it more, and I want them to lean into it more. Hearing that probably doesn't happen. Like the main plot is somewhat interesting. There was a terrorist attack, right, and you're investigating it. And the police want to blame augments because they're causing all this shit, all these problems, and the augments want to blame the anti-augment communities because they're super against them and they're discriminating against them. It's like, okay, but like I have to find the real solution. Meanwhile, this super powered augmented hit squad attacked you on a mission just before that, and you're kind of like pushed aside, and you're told not to investigate that. So clearly, you're secretly investigating that. So I want to see where that goes as well. So yeah, like what Jeff Grossman said on the Bombcast a couple weeks ago definitely holds up. Of like the main plot is pretty interesting. It's just like you wish you could get a little bit into the bigger picture stuff, but it seems like you really don't touch any of that. That's like all bigger than you, and that kind of makes the player feel small. And sometimes that's good. Sometimes that works. Like in The Witcher, right? The real plot is bigger than your main character. Luckily, you get to experience the other main character and other stuff with that. But they still make you feel like you matter to that because you have an opinion, and that opinion ends up mattering. In this, it feels like you don't have an opinion and no one really cares anyway. So the fact that you can't affect the bigger picture feels like I should have a say in this, but I clearly don't. So it feels more missed opportunity than anything else. Regardless, the game is super fun. It's super pretty. It's like a gorgeous fucking video game. And I'm having a lot of fun playing it. I like you get these really big jumps. You can jump 9 meters in the air, which is super high. I just like jumping on roofs and breaking into second-story apartments and reading people's emails. It's pretty good. There's stuff. There's plenty to like in this game. I dragged a guy through the streets and threw him into a storage container to do like a non-lethal version of a side quest. It was pretty good. So, game's alright. Outside of that, speaking of The Witcher, I went and finished Hearts of Stone.
Hey.
Finally. Because like I don't know,
Nice.
I've been like wanting to restart The Witcher 3 because I'm a terrible person. Instead, I think I'm just gonna end up buying the Blood and Wine and just doing that because that's like in a separate area. So I figure like this might feel like restarting. It might feel fresh and new to me.
It pretty much is.
Yeah, so like I'll probably just end up doing that.
Still need to get down.
So I was like, I'll play Hearts of Stone. So I had basically the last quest, last like main quest sequence of that, which was so good. Like where you basically watch a marriage fall apart in front of you, and it's like amazing. I'm like, man, this is like one of the most compelling quests I've seen all year. I don't know what it was necessarily about it, but it definitely like really spoke to me of just like basically you go through this woman's memories and kind of see her perspective of her husband falling out of love for her and how terrible that made her feel. And it's just really beautifully well done. If like, you know, a little heavy handed here or a little too subtle here, like regardless, it's still executed in a way that's better than most video games are. And then you kind of, I like that there's no final boss fight. It's more of like a big, cool, interactive like diorama scene that's very, very cool of you trying to figure out this big riddle.
Did you see The Other Way?
Oh, I haven't seen The Other Way.
It pretty much just ends is like you just let him have it, just let him do it, and he's like, okay, and that's it.
I was wondering what happened The Other Way. Obviously I couldn't bring myself to do it after seeing how everything happens and like empathizing a lot with that story, which is good because like that one guy is such a despicable character, and you kind of see like, oh, he has a heart of stone, like his heart turned to stone, and he couldn't feel anything. I'm like, man, That's so weird. It's a really cool story. It ended up being a lot cooler than I thought it was. It definitely felt like something. It felt like a smaller scale expansion than what I assume Blood and Wine is, because it's like a whole new area. It'd be cool to be able to play that incorporated with the main story. And I had fun with it. So highly recommended. Of course, anything Witcher 3 is phenomenal. I forgot last week, because I talked a lot about Fury last week. Forgot to talk about the boss fight that I'm actually currently stuck on, which is very different than all the other boss fights. It's a sniper, which if you've played Fury, you know, it's like that top down. Typically, it's a pretty small circular arena that you're stuck in. This one is like a massive, massive arena that you're like jumping between similar sections of, trying to find the sniper. So she'll jump off to a corner of the arena, and like it'll show her like line of sight on you, and you have to hide behind cover, and she'll shoot once you get behind cover. Wait for her to reload, try and get close and close and closer to her, and then fight her. So it's very different than like any of the previous fights. And if she hits you once with her sniper rifle, you die, or like you lose an attempt, full health bar, and you have to like start over from that round. And if you get to her, she only has one instead of like a two. Like typically, it's like here's a far range, like shoot 'em up round with the boss. Here's a close range, like sword fight round with the boss. Now it's just one for most of them. Sometimes it's two, but mostly it's just one. So you have to get close, hit her, knock her, and then like these walls go up around the arena, and then you fight her, and then she'll run off and start sniping you again. It's very different, differently paced than any of the other fights. It's really cool. So that's the one I'm stuck on now, because I've gotten to like the 5th or 6th round, like almost the last round with it, but I just like she just keeps getting me. It's tricky. And the only other thing I've been playing was Overwatch. Just I had not been playing with other people recently, and this past week I ended up playing with like a new group. And it's just been super great. They're great. I'm climbing up gold. I'm almost at platinum's the next one, yeah. So I've gone from I think 221 to like 2360, something like that. 2330 in that range.
I have to probably play my placement matches.
Yeah, you should do that, Tony.
I had a conversation on Twitter earlier today asking about like what corresponds to what. So apparently, if like my normal rank from last season was this season, I would be somewhere in like diamond-ish.
Yeah, I think that checks out.
That sounds cool.
Yeah, I think I would have been in silver or gold. So I'm in gold now, and I'm almost in platinum, which is cool. And I'm pretty excited. Like I had so many like amazing like the matches that you play this game for. I had those matches this past week of like there was this one match on King of the Hill, Capture the Point, where you captured point A and then you moved on to point B, where like both full teams were in the second point, just like doing a full on team fight for like 5 minutes straight. It was like everyone was fighting constantly, and like anytime anyone would die or something would happen, it was like there's a revive or like a teleporter or something would happen, and like so everyone was constantly fighting. And I'm just like playing Tracer, and I'm like just like jumping around, shooting this person, taking this barrier down, shooting this person, destroying this turret, like for 5 minutes straight without dying. It's like 5-player, 10-killer, 10-player, 15-player kill streak, and it's just like going up and up and up. And it was like so intense, and it was like everything got quiet around me, like playing the game. It was like man, that match is exactly why I still play so much of this game, and it was so much fun. Like this past week, I've had some of the most fun I've had with that game, and it's still just been months since that game came out. And I adore it. It's phenomenal. And I had a lot of matches like that, or at least like to that level of intensity. So it's just great to still be able to flourish and have so much fun with that game. And we have a date night set after the podcast to play some, so I'm excited for that as well. Yeah, that game's super good, by the way. But that's all I've been playing. Nabashin, what about you?
The biggest thing I've been playing is mostly just 999.
Mm-hmm.
Really got I really got deep into it since the last time we recorded it. 'Cause I was like, okay, yeah, I'm still liking it, and now it's like I just got really really deep into it, and
You've crossed the border. You're all in. It sounds like.
yeah, so like pretty much playing that game has kind of inspired me to try to get a group of friends together and try to do an escape room with a bunch of friends.
I've always wanted to do that.
Yeah, there's one in Virginia
Yeah,
Beach
that's
apparently. It's only $25, so it was like, yeah, let's just fucking do it.
My brother has done a train murder mystery, which he didn't tell me about until after. Like basically, they go on a train that goes on a loop, like a big 3-hour loop, and there's a murder on it. And I'm like, I want to do this. Hearing people talk about that kind of live action gamey stuff is so cool.
But yeah, that game is it's really really cool. I got 3 endings so far. I gotta get I think 3 different ones before I can get the true ending. So other than that, and and I get it, there's an iOS version of this of 999, and I feel though it streamlines it and everything like that, I think you do get something out of doing the puzzles at least the first time you do it, because you'll have to redo it again every time you replay them. But you already know the solution, so it doesn't take too long, but you still have to redo it, still go through all the dialogue and everything like that, so that's kind of annoying. But I do feel you actually get more out of it just doing the puzzles yourself, and you feel you're more immersed into what's happening in the gravity of the situation when you have to try to solve it yourself. Yeah, 999 is super dope. I really really enjoyed that game a lot. And I'm happy to be in Zero Gate. I'm happy to be in the Zero Gate in this series. So
Yeah.
I already got Virtue's Last Reward on my Vita. I already loaded up, and then I'll probably buy Zero Time Dilemma eventually.
Is it any is there any spoken dialogue, or is it all just written?
It's all just written. So this is the most reading I've done in a good while.
Yeah,
so.
you gotta make a night out of playing that game. Then that could be something I could play before bed.
Yeah.
As reading before bed is typically a good way to knock me out. Yeah, I want to play it. Do you think I should? I would dig it.
I do. I might just suggest for you maybe the iOS version. Because I think you'll find the puzzles eventually just get cumbersome. Like I said, you'll have to redo it every time you get a different ending. You have to redo the puzzles, and if you know the solutions, does it take too long? But you still have to go through the motions of doing it. So that's still kind of annoying. But I think it's worth it. I think it's hella worth it actually.
Okay. All right, I'll keep that in mind. Yeah, I mean, I've been wanting to get in that series. This is 3 games now, right?
Yeah.
I keep forgetting Danganronpa 3 is coming out soon. Also,
Yeah.
that game's gonna be so good.
Hmm?
Are you gonna get it on Vita, Nabishin?
Probably.
Okay.
Yeah. Why not?
I just I never leave my house, so I never have an excuse to play portable games.
Play the portable games at your house. That's how I don't play portable games anywhere but my house.
I know.
Straight
Yeah,
up.
it's
My only thing. Oh, go ahead, Scott.
here.
My only thing is if I play portable games, it's probably on my couch. If I can play it on my TV, then I can listen to a podcast on my computer. Right. So.
It's a weird thing because I play portable games at my house. I don't go I don't go to Mark and Katie's house to play portable games. I've done it before, but there's cats and my friends and a dog there, so I have other things to distract me, and I don't really need to do that. But I don't know, when I lay on my bed, I can't play games laying on my bed. I have to be somewhat straight up. When I play on a TV, I should say. So it's actually just laying across my bed and playing a game that on a portable system. That's just something I always like to do. It's always fun.
Apparently, the tweet for this episode letting people know that we went live was in Spanish. No,
Cool.
Portuguese. Excuse me. So
Is that
again,
why you haven't been getting no IPQs?
we got a couple, not a lot. For folks watching live, if you'd like to send questions to us, you can tweet them at IrrationalPod with the hashtag IPQ, and we'll read them during the mail sack at the end of the show. Keep that in mind.
But yeah, 999, totally something I'm into. I can't wait to see how that game ends and finally fucking see that spoiler cast that Patrick did like years ago.
That's right, I forgot about that.
I really still want to see that. So yeah.
Did he do that while he was still a Giant Bomb?
Yeah, totally. He did have facial hair. He had a big afro. I was just like, oh wow.
Goddamn.
Super long time ago.
Cool.
That was Skyward Sword, bro. That was 2011.
That was holy shit. Yeah, that was a while ago. What else have you been playing, man?
A little Overcooked with my nephew. That was fun. It's something that Overcooked is fun, but like I think I need more people. Like it has to be like a little bit more than that because like playing with like my nephew who is like is competent in video games. So like don't get me wrong, but like he's just like a little too slow with it as far as like what I need and like
you're just yelling at him like be faster,
something like that. But like it's something that we'll play like every once in a while. Like I said, like I'm mostly boss so I can play with Mark and Katie. So like hopefully like when they're not gallivanting around the globe as they're doing now, we can actually play video games together. So that'd be great.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't even mention like I was house sitting while they were gone. They were in Atlanta at Dragon Con, and I've been house sitting.
You didn't mention it during the bonus content last week, I think.
Oh, did I? Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that was something. There's cat shit like everywhere. There's cat shit everywhere.
Yeah, goddamn. Gus just shits in the kitchen on the floor.
Like we have a cat litter box right in the kitchen for them to do
there.
And they just do it right outside of it. It's like, what the fuck?
Yeah, he does the same thing because cats are stupid.
Yeah, like Tigger, my favorite cat. Like the cat loved me. He's an adorable cat. Like when I used to live there, he always used to shit like right next to my door for whatever the fuck reason. He always shits and piss right next to our door, right next to the door I used to room in. Eventually, like when I left and stuff like that, like because he always peed like right by the door too for whatever reason, just peed right on the wall. And like when I was house sitting, like I went upstairs because like I just haven't like looked up there in a while, and like I see like pretty much like the whole wall is like pretty much corroded. So it's like he just like put like it's like his was this acid against the wall. So like they're gonna have to pay for that when he leaves. I'm like, oh, I feel so bad for you.
Yeah, cats are dumb.
Yeah,
but they're adorable and we love them.
Yeah. Other than that, like something I've been playing for like a while now. I just haven't been mentioning it on the show. I've been replaying Red Dead Redemption. That game's still really really good. That game holds up like really well.
Playing on Xbox One.
Playing on PlayStation 3. That's what my original save was. I should have got an Xbox One, but I had on that neighbor already bought on PS3, so I just played on PS3.
Yeah, it makes sense.
Yeah, but yeah, that game still really holds up really well. And I really like the character of John Marston, like just compared to like anything else that Rockstar have done, because like he's like
a good guy.
He's not really a good guy. That's the thing. It's like he's just more defined more than like anyone else. It's like it'd be like something like in GTA 5 where you like where Michael's like his marriage is falling apart. It's like, oh well, like my wife's a piece of shit and everything like that, and like when you play as them, you can like go to the hooker and get a blowjob or something like that. But like with someone like John Marston, it's like he's married and everything like that. So like there's like prostitutes like almost everywhere in that game. But like like he'll just say like, no, I'm married, I can't, I'm not gonna do you. Like, oh, are you crazy? I'm a married man, I'm not gonna do that. So it's like he actually has like morals, despite being like someone who's like is blurred the line between a good guy and a bad guy. I feel like John Marston is like really really cool as far as like how they iterate him and like actually develop a character. It's like they give you the freedom that you need, but like he's still a defined character, kind of like The Witcher, like how like Geralt is a defined character, though you can make choices that like how you play it out. He's still his own character, his own person. So like I feel like they got John Marston really good. That's why Red Dead Redemption is my favorite thing Rockstar's ever done. So
it makes sense. Yeah, still never played it.
Yeah, I would recommend it highly. But other than that, a little bit more Super Hot.
Super hot.
That game's still good. Still like my second favorite game this year. not that I had that much of a stellar year, but like that game is still that's fucking cool. Just to play, just to knock one quick one out and just do something really cool, get the replay and hear super hot over and over again. It's just really fun. Luminous came out on an iPhone. It's cool.
Is it good on iPhone?
I don't like the way it controls. Like it controls fine, but it's not control. It's not like the way I like to. Like when I play on a Vita or on PSP. The soundtrack is awesome as always, and like
I've never played a Luminous game.
it's pretty much just matching colors, so it's not that hard. It's really not hard at all even. But like it's just something that you just play. It's just a good time waster, and that's what that game is. So like for what it is, it's fine. I just wish it controlled a little bit better. It's just a little bit finicky with the touch controls. So, but what you gonna do? It's an iPhone game.
Yep.
And just a little bit of Plants vs Zombies Garden Warfare 2. My nephew, he got really into that game. So like, when I bought it for him, and he just wanted some co-op partner, so I played a little bit with him. So that's about it.
Cool. I think that's it for video games. We're gonna take a quick break. Oh my god, we hit break 1 before an hour.
Whoa!
God damn. Must be not many video games, I guess. It must be World of Warcraft season.
Did Tony talk all about WoW? Oh.
It was all I played was WoW, so we already talked about it. It's no big deal.
Okay.
When we come back from our break, we're going to talk about some news. PlayStation 4 Pro was officially announced, so we'll talk about that. And then we'll look at some questions, comments, concerns, and throw it out. So we will be back in just a little bit.
Choo, choo, choo. Did we not get anything from Silver this week?
I didn't see anything.
Oh.
He's got some stuff going on he told me about
Okay.
in direct message, so he's been pretty busy.
Sure.
And, he's got another kid coming.
Oh, I don't think I knew that.
He said it on one of his voicemails.
Oh, I must have missed it. I bet.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep. So he's having a second child, which is cool. I don't know when it's due. Let's see if he said anything. Nope. Not for tonight. I think I'll check I haven't checked the mail sack yet, but I'll be right back. I'm gonna refill my water.
Enjoy it.
Oh, I will. Thank you very much.
So.
Generally, I have something to do on the breaks, but this week I was all good and ready to go. I'm the only one here. Is that why it's so quiet? So, Alex, I got a question for you.
What? What'd you say? What's up?
I said, so Alex, I got a question for you.
Sure.
How important would it be to play the previous Deus Ex game before jumping into this one?
Not important. There is a 8-minute recap video of Human Revolution in front of this one that'll get you the gist. They don't really lean on any plot points from the previous game except for like the thing that happens at the end. And there are some characters that show up. Really, it's just one character that shows up so far. So I think you'd be fine. It's worth playing if you get the chance, though, Scott.
Yeah, because that might be. It might be because I looked at that game and I'm like, oh,
it's very Dishonored-like. So if you like Dishonored, you would probably really like this. I would say it's not as good as Dishonored, which is kind of a bummer, but it's definitely really good.
That's gonna be a tough one then.
I would say, I mean, it's worth checking out if you have a way of like giving it a try. I don't know if they have a demo for it, probably not. But if you have a way of giving it a shot, check it out. Are we all back? I'll take that as a no.
I don't think so. But yeah, no, as I'm ballistic.
Go ahead.
I mean,
I think you would like it, Scott. You keep
probably like it.
But yeah, I think you would like it.
I don't know. You know about me. Types too close to each other.
I mean, it's different enough from Dishonored. It's like it's a first-person game with superpowers, and that's how it is in that way, like Dishonored. So. My audio my waveform doesn't seem too loud. It looks like I'm very loud on Google Hangout. My back hurts. All right, you guys ready?
No.
I'll take that as a yes.
Let's see if my audio is good. Is it still? Are you still recording on Audacity? Yes, you are. We're all good.
Do you want me to read this email that you sent, Namishin?
That's the name. Oh, this name. No, that wasn't supposed to be right. That's just to remind myself because I had an idea and then I forgot. So obviously.
Okay, I was not sure. All right. All right. Let's do it. Boom, boom, boom. News in gaming. Let's talk about some news, guys.
Okay.
Okay. The PlayStation 4 Pro was announced on Wednesday. There is obviously an Irrational Passions Reacts on youtube.com/Irrational Passions with Nabishin, myself, and Mr. Juarez.
All we do is the spatial expressions for like 20 minutes.
Yeah, it's super intense. So they unveiled the PlayStation 4 Slim, which they still hadn't addressed yet, but is a real thing. It's official now. It's $299 for the Slim, which will be out September 15th. The PlayStation 4 Pro, which is what they are calling their new SKU of the PS4, will be $399, and that is coming out November 10th. And they kind of did their sales pitch of the Pro, which was severely underwhelming.
It was.
Yeah, did you watch it, Tony?
I watched it at work, yes.
Yeah, it is just kind of a bummer of a press conference.
It was interesting.
I mean, like, I love Mark Cerny. I love getting into the nitty gritty, but like, that just didn't seem like the right way to go about it.
Sure.
And I mean, the thing looks like a weird club sandwich. God damn it. So I mean, they iterated like this will be able to upres to 4K. It will be able to use HDR, but hey, we're putting out a firmware update for all PlayStation 4s, so all PlayStation 4s will be able to use HDR, high dynamic range. It will have crisper, cleaner textures, and for folks who don't have 4K TVs, there will be performance benefits of things looking better and maybe running better and smoother. But obviously, those kind of strict limitations that they had set out before that it leaked way back when on Giant Bomb, it seems like those are definitely in place, and there will not be any distinctive difference between any PS4 Pro versions of games versus their PlayStation 4 regular counterparts. I saw, like, I think Colin Moriarty over Kind of Funny made the comment of, like, this was a very old PlayStation press conference or meeting. And, like, I think that's very true. Like, this is very much like, this feels like a way, like, PlayStation of circa 2007 would go about something versus one of something more recent. It just feels out of touch. Is that a fair assessment, Nabashin? It sounded like you were going to say something.
Oh, I wasn't gonna say anything. I feel it's more of like something that had to be said because the motion was already out, and like pretty much everyone said their feelings about this thing before it even happened, and now, but like those are more even grander things than what they even showed, so that's even more disappointing about it. But it definitely seemed like there was no energy in the room, not from like the crowd, because that's a whole different thing, but like just from the people themselves. Yeah, it's just like this is something that's happening, so we have to say it because we can't just really just eat this. So we're just gonna announce it. Here it is, and goodbye. That's pretty much all it was.
I wrote a blog post about it. Lackluster was the word that I used very much. Like, let me see if I can find like what I had said. I had said that after all the buildup, like months, we've been hearing about this. Months. They had literally nothing more to add to the discussion than what had leaked before. And like, maybe that's understandable to an extent because like everything had leaked, sure. But like they didn't even try and put a spin on it. They didn't try and like make us feel good about being interested in this. And it like they've been waiting so long until they were quote unquote ready to announce this. They had been like completely not addressing this huge elephant in the room for so long. Like they'd basically shit out a blog post that it or an earnings call that had officially like addressed it as like, oh yeah, this is a real thing, but we're not talking about it. And it's the same with like the Slim, like that people have had those things for weeks. And like this just feels like a waste of time. It feels like they didn't want to do this, and yet they did. And maybe that's because like the response to the leaks has already been so overwhelmingly negative, or at least not. I wouldn't say overwhelmingly negative. I like mostly negative. But yeah, it felt like a waste of their time and waste of our time. So I don't know. I like Tony. I don't know if you have anything to add, having watched this, but
it is pretty much what I expected.
Yeah, I mean, I'd hope that they would be able to sell it a little bit better, but
yeah, I don't know. Like that's what I got is what I kind of expected going into it. So it kind of is what it is. No one was going to be happy with this, regardless.
Yeah, you didn't miss much, Scott. So.
Yeah. I will say though, for the people who are actually there, they were impressed, and
like
actually were like saying like, "Hey, I'm probably gonna get myself a 4K HDR TV because it actually does look that good," and that's just something we can't really see from a stream.
Yeah, and Ryan McCaffrey did a spot on IGN just saying like, "Hey, like this looks great and it looks clean and it looks sharp, but if you already have a PS4, maybe this isn't necessarily for you." I'm curious, Scott, like where you fall in it. I mean, you tend to always go with the more affordable option, but as someone who doesn't have a PS4 yet and are looking to get one, are you going to go Pro or just go with the Slim?
I might just go with the Slim.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if you have a 4K TV or a 4K monitor or anything. So
what I would be playing on it would not be a 4K TV.
Then you probably won't get the benefit of it.
Right.
That was like there are some benefits of it that that exist for people who don't have 4K devices, but it's just like they seem so marginal, like that it might not be really worth it. to just like drop another $400. Now, did you guys see the deal that GameStop is running?
No.
No.
It's Danny Juarez had texted Tony and I about it. Basically, I think it's September 8th through the 12th. So this past Thursday through this coming Sunday or Monday, you can trade in a PS4 or an Xbox One, regular Xbox One, for $125 towards a slim pre-order or towards a pro pre-order. And that's it.
No.
What a terrible deal.
Jesus.
Yeah, like just for these 4 days or whatever, like 2 months before the console comes out. So, yeah, unimpressed. But we have that reacts.
They've done better. Like,
yeah, they have done better. GameStop themselves.
I traded in like my Xbox One, not my
Xbox 360 towards your Xbox One, right?
Yeah, for like a great deal. It was a great deal.
It was like that and 2 games, and you got like 50% off an Xbox One, right?
Yeah.
Or something more than that. Yeah, it's disappointing. Maybe they'll have another one when the Pro actually comes out, but we'll see. They also said like VR stuff will look a little bit crisper with the Pro. They didn't say again the performance. Oh, they did say higher frame rates for VR with the Pro, but VR already has to be at least 60 frames per second, because otherwise it would be terrible. So I feel like that's like, yeah, you can do 120 frames per second with the Pro. It's like, well, almost 3 people will see that, or be able to really tell that difference.
Speaking of VR, we're like a month away. You're still hot on it?
I still want to get a PlayStation VR.
But probably not day one.
Yeah, probably not day one. I don't think I might have the money. We'll see. But I might just like use that money and like save up and try and go to PSX to see all these people that I really miss. And get a
VR versus PSX.
Yeah, right. Yeah. And like then get one maybe when Resident Evil comes out. It's like right now Resident Evil I really want to play. I want to play Farpoint. But like Resident Evil is like the number one thing, because I just want to put my friend Damien, in VR with Resident Evil and just watch him freak out. That's worth like the price of admission for me. So, but yeah, is that $300 VR, right?
400.
400. Oh Jesus, is that 400 with everything and 300 without everything, or is that total?
I think that's total. I think that's just what did alone, because they were saying with the thing with the camera, so it's like,
yeah. I'm trying to think. I don't know. So I found out my brother has a PlayStation camera, so I wouldn't have to buy one, and he has movie controllers as well. So.
Yeah, but to say I'll probably just give you my movie controllers if you want those.
Yeah,
I have 2 of them.
Speaking of conferences that happened during the bonus content, we kind of talked a little bit about the iPhone. Another thing that happened there was at the Apple keynote this past Wednesday, Super Mario Run was unveiled. Mr. Miyamoto himself was on the Apple stage to unveil this Super Mario iOS game that's coming out this December for iOS. It is coming to Android, but not until next year. It ends up. It is a runner style game with Mario. It is not an infinite runner. It is level based. And I don't know about you guys. I was actually like watching, because they have it on the App Store already on iPhone, and you can basically have it set up. It'll give you a notification when the new one comes out, or when it comes out.
Is that the first time they did that? Because that's the first time I've ever seen it.
Basically, like a pre-order for the App Store, or at least like a subscribe to something on the App Store, which is the first time. I mean, it tells you it's a Nintendo game. It's a Mario game. It's a big deal. Actually, so you can play the trailer on your phone, see what it looks like on your phone. It actually looks really fun. I think this game looks fun.
New Super Mario Brothers.
It is that art style. I think it looks pretty good though. I've never hated that art style as much as other folks, but
it's not the art style. It's just everything else. Like
just like the wall jumps and all that.
No, like it's so weird with those.
I don't understand why people don't like Super Mario Brothers. So you have to explain it to me.
It's a weird thing. Like, I'm sorry. It's like because I will say New Super Mario Brothers on the DS is good. I will say New Super Mario Brothers on the Wii. The original Wii was good, but everything after that has been polished. Not garbage, but because that's too harsh of a word. But like, it's just not as good. It's soulless. There you go. It feels like a machine churning out just like this stuff is just like
I played the Wii U one, and I liked that one. So, not as much as the Wii one or the original New Super Mario Bros. Sure, but I didn't dislike it. So I have never had a distaste for those kinds of games. This, I don't know, like for a game in that style where you basically tap the screen to jump and you're going through levels, is like it's set levels, so you're not infinitely going and trying to get a high score. And they said like, hey, there's no microtransactions, or they didn't say that. They said like there's no premium fees. You just buy the game and then you own it. It looks fun. Like for a style of that game. What's more important, like, you know, a lot of people have definitely been reacting. Like when it happened, I was like, whoa, because, you know, the father of Mario himself on the Apple stage. Definitely a huge shift for Apple, who like in the Jobs era for sure, like were very anti-video game. Or at least Steve Jobs himself was. He never really looked at his devices as things that would be video game platforms. Obviously, things have changed, and there's been a shift of leadership there. And it's just like that's a really cool thing for both Apple and for Nintendo. Like I obviously I think knew this was bound to happen at some point. And obviously it sounds like this is a shift in schedule because of this, Animal Crossing and Fire Emblem for iOS will be coming later. They said by March 2017 is all they said in that regard. But a lot of people definitely saying, I got some tweets, people tweeting at me specifically, at Alan All Things. He said, how does this make you feel about the NX? And he says, I never imagined Miyamoto on the stage with Tim Cook. They're garnering some mainstream attention for the company at large. And I see what he's saying there. And Cameron Abbott had some other things to say that I kind of disagreed with. Our good friend at Unsexiest Comedy. I'll see if I can find those tweets. But like, my stance is like this was basically the end of the path that they had set on when they did that big share exchange with DNA, in my opinion. That's what I thought, at least. I don't know. What did you think about this option?
I mean, it is weird because like but I think it was mostly an Iwata thing when like when they did initially say that they're going to phones, it's like we're not just gonna put Mario on an iPhone type of thing. But like I think more of what he said that obviously is probably mostly that's happening now because he's gone now. But like but I think mostly what he means is like it's not gonna be something.
This isn't gonna be an emulator platform for us. That
or like something just like something that showed that they didn't care. You know, like one of those like Mario like I don't even know iPhone games like because I'm so out of it of that. But like Angry Birds or Mario Face or something like that. Like yeah, just like it seems like if they're going to do something, they're at least going to put effort into it. Even like I can't really say Miitomo was something that was effortful, but like
it was cool at the very least. It had a Nintendo level of charm on it. Maybe not like the most effort thing, and it wasn't like really a game, so it's hard to compare it to. But yeah, I see what you're saying. Like it wasn't. It had Nintendo style in it. It didn't lack what makes Nintendo. Cameron had said, I think it speaks louder to the future of Nintendo as a brand. Mario is the marquee. This is no small potatoes. And I said, I see what you're saying, but this is just a first move, really. Don't jump too far ahead. And he said, to continue on, I see what you're saying as well, but I'd agree with you if it was anything but Mario. Sure, it's a first step, but on the fucking moon. Mario is the one that you put there first, in my opinion. Like, I think you're like you put Mario there and say, hey, like we're taking this stuff seriously, right? Like we're trying to make
but they didn't.
iOS games. I know they put Miitomo there. I don't know why they put Miitomo there first.
Right, they didn't put Mario first. They put the Miitomo thing there first.
I know, but like Miitomo wasn't a game, so I feel like that was more of a
play game. That could just be seeing like how they can get stuff with free to play. And Mario would be something to see what they could do after actually charging a price for it.
Yeah, like if we could see like the Animal Crossing, Fire Emblem stuff, like things that are expected at least to be actual games, then maybe we'd have a better idea. But like Mitomo felt more like a half step to test the waters of like we've never built for this platform before. We've never tested this ecosystem before. So like let's see what we can do. Let's just test the waters.
And in my opinion, they managed to create something that was kind of unique on the platform.
Yeah, and I don't disagree. I just think like as a first outing for like Nabishan said, like a pay for app and a game, Mario makes the most sense, right? That's the one. It's a good idea, right? Like this is a Mario run and jump game. It's a Mario game where you tap the screen to jump and you pay $2 for it or $5 for it or whatever, and then that's it. So like I don't know, like it makes so much sense. It makes too much sense, and like this feels like an extension of what they wanted to do when the DNA stuff happened. I don't know, like it is a big deal. Like I'm not trying to undersell it, but like this all makes sense to me. This isn't a surprise to me, if that makes sense. Mm-hmm. This feels like a good idea, feels like a smart idea, and like I understand what Cameron's saying, like about the Mario as a brand type stuff, but like Nintendo teamed up with Universal and they're making Mario themed or Nintendo themed like theme parks. So like they're already in that territory. I think all of this stuff is still going to live separate from whatever the NX ends up being. And if it isn't separate, like then people are going to get pissed and then they're going to switch it back, kind of like how they did with the Wii U, to being like, okay, no, we're just going to make these platform or like console ass or handheld ass games for this platform. So, Tony, do you have any opinion on this? Are you there, Tony? Did you leave?
I'm here. It's just you saying my name got cut off by some strange force of evil.
It was the internet playing against us.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think?
Words, thoughts, imaginations.
Mario Run Jump.
Yeah, I thought I was very surprised to see the man himself.
Yeah, I was surprised to see Miyamoto on the stage.
I think it looks good. I haven't tried it.
It's not out yet, so.
Right, exactly. I still haven't tried it. Nice. I didn't get to see a lot of it. I was actually on my way to work when that part of that was happening. Mm-hmm. So I was, obviously you wouldn't watch something on your phone and drive somewhere because that would be horrendously irresponsible.
Yeah, you should watch it on the App Store and set it to notify you when it comes out.
Yeah.
So play Pokemon Go in your car.
But
yeah,
from what I've seen about it, yeah, exactly. From what I've seen about it following, right? Everything, it looks good. I want to play it. Yeah. I like Mario.
I think it looks fun.
I like it when you make things in Mario, then has to be put to the test through them. Anyway.
Yeah.
There it was never mind.
Yeah. But yeah, cool stuff. Nintendo making moves. Still don't know what the NX is.
I think it's indicative of what Nintendo will continue to do in the future. And that's honestly pretty exciting to see.
Yeah, I mean, like Nintendo can have the best of both worlds. They can, because their apps are so recognizable, right? They can make this Mario Run Jump game, and then they can make Mario Galaxy 3. Like they can do that. So, and I think they will.
Will that game have power-ups?
I mean, they show the mushroom in the thing.
But other than
what more do you need?
I don't know, like a fire flower or something, maybe. I wouldn't know how that would work, but who knows? Speaking of the NX, the Wall Street Journal reported, another like unknown source type reporting things, that Nintendo will release information on the NX by early October. And that's saying just by early October. I know there were a lot of people freaking out when they had their 3DS Nintendo Direct and they didn't say anything about the NX. They alluded to it at one point, but they didn't say anything about it. But that was on September 1st. People, we still have plenty of time. Obviously, the leaks, like reported rumors before this, had said it would be announced in September. I guess like with this additional rumor that is still possible, but I don't know. When do you guys think they talk about the NX? My guess is September 28th.
Just a bet.
Do you want to do a side bet?
I can do side bets.
Side bet. September 28th. That's my bet.
Okay, so I'm gonna need to know the exact text of this bet before I commit to anything.
The loser has to play a new Super Mario Brothers game.
What exactly are we betting on?
When Nintendo unveils the NX. Let me see if I
Okay.
have
Exact date?
whoever's closest. I don't know if I have a Super Mario game. A new Super Mario game. I don't have one.
Didn't you say you just played you?
I had the Wii U one, but I think I sold it. Or I got the digital. I might have the digital version of that one, so we'll go with that one.
Sure.
Because they had that one deal. You can get 2 Wii U games. I think I got Pikmin 3.
Oh, that's right.
And that the digital version of that, so I sold the physical version of it. Yeah, September 28th. That's my guess. I don't actually know what day of the week that is, so hold on, let me double check this. See if it's
That's
like
a Wednesday.
So what? Yes, all right, yeah, I'm cool with it. September 28th.
October.
It's my uncle's
7th.
birthday. You said the what? October 7th?
7th. Yeah.
October 7th? Okay.
October 14th.
Damn, that is the end of early October. Scott?
Hmm.
I'll write this
How
down.
did we declare a loser? I just realized.
Whoever's furthest away.
Okay, sure.
In all caps on my notes. Side bet.
October 1st.
Okay. When will Nintendo unveil the...
Ooh, so I'm the latest one.
With this way, even if I don't get it right, I should not be the furthest away no matter what. that is how I decided.
That was your plan. I like that. So October 1st, right, Scott?
Yep.
I said September 28th. You said the 7th, Nabishin?
Mm-hmm.
This is great. And if we're all wrong, then we're all wrong. Nobody loses. Everybody wins. I like, again, going off a couple weeks ago, I'm okay with the thing that I liked about the Sony Pro thing is that they announced it and now it's coming out in November. Like, I'm okay with that part of it.
Yeah, they're gonna sell and they're gonna do great, and I feel it's gonna be like 360 and PS3. Like this getting that year advantage is gonna do stuff for them.
Yeah.
And the probably the biggest downfall about the Scorpio is the fact that they're trying to like meet both try to do best of both worlds by saying like isn't that's not a new system, but like it's more powerful. So like they still have to make Xbox One games, so like it's pretty much gonna be going to like the lowest. They have to do it from the lowest point and then like build it up, and so like it can't look that much better. So that's like the only downfall for that system.
Yeah. But yeah, like we talked a couple weeks ago when we had Kaylee and Zyger on. Like, I'm like, if Nintendo announces the NX in like February and then it comes out in March, like I'm totally all for that. Like,
Right.
The Apple model I think works really, really well. Like as long as you've got the stock and it's already like printed and pressed and ready to ship, like then like I'm fine with that. Honestly, I'm more for that than anything else. So I don't think that's a bad thing. But speaking of new consoles selling well, the Xbox One S has officially outsold the PlayStation 4 for the month of August. I don't know if we have any numbers on this.
I don't think so.
Yeah, it doesn't look like it, but NPDs will probably be coming soon. But yeah, they said thank you to our Xbox said on Microsoft on Twitter, excuse me. Xbox said on Microsoft. They said, quote, thanks to our fans for their excitement and for the new Xbox One games and the recently launched Xbox One S 4K video streaming and HDR for video and gaming. Xbox One was the best-selling console in the U.S. in August. which is really cool. Like
the console, you're gonna be number one.
It is a really nice looking console too.
I'm definitely gonna buy one for my nephew. He'll be excited for that. Or maybe I should give him my old one because I don't want that piece of shit anymore. I'm being dramatic. Don't.
You should though. You should totally buy it for yourself and give it that, and then get a 4K TV. But yeah,
maybe.
So finally, one of us can know what the magic of HDR gaming is like.
I know. Yeah. I went to my brother's house. He's got one of those.
Okay, but does he know what HDR gaming is like? Not yet, I guess.
That's his life, man.
PCs can do it.
Oh yeah, PCs can do it. Cool. Yeah, PCs can do everything. But yeah, congrats to Microsoft, I guess. So Namish and I talked about it a little bit on the little IP reacts that we did for the PS4 thing. Like, feel that pendulum swinging the other way from Sony back to Microsoft. Of like they're being quiet enough and they're saying the right things, and they have enough good shit going for them right now that you could see them possibly taking the lead back as far as console sales are concerned. Which just continues my opinion that video games are really exciting right now. Backwards compatibility is cool. Oh yeah,
NX won't have it.
Yeah, and the NX will never come out. It's a dream that we're all having together. Bloodstained Ritual of the Night was delayed from 2017 to the first half of 2018. It's a Kickstarter from Iga. I don't actually. Oh, Koji Igarashi. I was like, I only ever know him as Iga. But yeah, I don't know what they had specifically said in the update. Here's some quotes on this GameSpot article. He said, things have been progressing with development for Bloodstained, but between our current production setup and release deadline, I've realized that at this rate, this game may not end up meeting my quality standards. I decided to add a new development team to the main production and improve our approach so we can get the game fully on track for how I envisioned it. We're in the process of securing these new developers. We will share more information with all of you soon. I apologize for the wait. However, I'd like to emphasize that I made this decision to absolutely guarantee the game is done right the first time. The last thing I want is to keep our backers waiting. But after receiving such incredible support, I feel responsible for delivering the best product I possibly can. Again, I offer my sincerest apologies. That's a good apology.
Apology of the year.
Apology of the year, right there. I like it. You know, he's always Igarashi's always come across as pretty genuine.
That's more of a Japanese thing.
Yeah, and like the super apologies. Yeah. It's just like at this point, Inafune's like track record speaks louder than his apology, right? Whereas Igarashi, I guess, doesn't have as much of a track record. Obviously, this is a Kickstarter game that was kickstarted last year. I don't know how much percentage over its funding goal. It raised past 3.5 million. And folks who have played it have said really great things about it at the very least. But yeah, I mean, it sucks that it's delayed, but this one is like kind of partially on my radar as a recent convert to Symphony of the Night, which I really like a lot. I just like.
How long ago that was? I remember you saying. I just don't remember how long ago that was.
It was about last year.
Was it last year?
I got it for my plane ride to Kinda Funny Live.
Oh.
And I didn't finish it then. I chipped away at it over the past like year and a half. I have not finished it. I'm like on the last boss, I think. But I like it a lot. You know, it's a really cool game. I felt like as someone who's like the biggest Super Metroid fan or whatever, like I love Super Metroid so much, it felt right to play the Castlevania equivalent of that, the one that everyone talks is the best Castlevania game, at least of that like 2D style. So it's really good. There's not as many powers, which is kind of a bummer for me, but it's cool. The only other news story we have, which you added, Nobishin, Bethesda announced yesterday or the day before yesterday, quote, after months of discussing with Sony, we regret to say that while we have long been ready to offer mod support on PlayStation 4, Sony has informed us they will not approve user mods the way they should work. where users can do anything they want for either Fallout 4 or Skyrim Special Edition. So mod support for those on PlayStation 4 is not coming.
Does that mean I could sue Bethesda?
I guess that's what people are going to do anyway. Apparently, Bethesda just can't win on Sony platforms. And this one was on Sony's end, not Bethesda's. Yeah, it's
It
weird.
was kind of on Sony's end the last time as well.
Yeah, for having their garbage cell process. I'm just kidding. Yeah, it's weird. Obviously they can't necessarily go into details, I'm sure, but I don't know why. It's such a weird thing.
Like for some reason, I don't know why, but I think like opening mods and like having you do quote unquote anything you want, I feel like that's almost asking for someone to hack in some way or some shape or form. Kind of like going to the game, like it's like on the PSP, like you go into a game and then like you go to like a save file and then it's like you could use that to like pretty much just, like hack into like the system.
And like how on Vita you can go to a web page and hack your console. Yeah, I don't know. Like, it definitely is open up the back end. Obviously, Microsoft seemed pretty confident about it. Maybe Sony's just trying to avoid a situation of like jailbreaking stuff like they had with the original PS3. So, who knows? Man, I like it.
Probably.
Yeah, I really don't care. I never really cared about mods. Like, because I'm sure like all of them would just kill the frame rate and ruin those games.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's out on Xbox One right now, but like no one really ever even talks about it.
Yeah, I've never heard anyone talk about it, so so like it doesn't bother me. I can see people being upset, especially since they were like, hey, we'll actually be able to bring this to PS4. It's not Xbox One exclusive, and I guess just by accident it ended up being another Xbox One exclusive. But yeah, it doesn't bother me. I saw some folks saying like, hey, Sony probably has a good reason for it. They probably do. Not that anyone will care, but if they're concerned that like, hey, we just don't want anybody to use this to jailbreak our system, like I get that. I'm not going to hold anything against them for it, especially as something that's not going to bother me. But
I'd say it's probably more of a sin for Skyrim than it is for Fallout 4.
Yeah,
everyone really cares about Fallout 4, but Skyrim's an old game, and you could think you could do whatever you want with that game. So,
and there were cool mods made for that game, like not just Macho Man Randy Dragons, but like actual helpful cool mods, like like the UI mods and stuff they had changed in that game. So, is it weird that I'm actually kind of excited? I've been writing an Alex Talks that is leans heavily on Skyrim as an example, and I'm actually kind of excited to play that game again. It's a really good video game. It at least better than Fallout.
Weird for you? No. Weird in general?
Go ahead, now.
That's one of those games where it's all right. I did this half of the game. I'm gonna drop it and probably never come back. And then you're like, I got half that game left.
Yeah, I never did really play much of the DLC, so.
I can dip back into the other half of the game, or maybe start over and then go into the other half instead of the half that I finished.
Yeah,
it's one of those kinds of things. So it's
play any way you want, kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. What were you gonna say, Nabishan?
It'd be like going back to Undertale.
Fine, don't
I'm going. Still going.
Okay.
It would be like going back to Undertale and then finishing, the polar opposite route that you
Nope.
did. Yep.
Nope.
Yep.
Can't do it.
Do it.
Can't do it. Won't do it. Go ahead, Nabishan.
I was thinking how does that work? Like, I'm just thinking, like, as far as the mods thing, are they charging for that, or
No.
just that they're all free?
They're all free.
All right, that's a really long question.
Yeah,
generally how mods work is they're linked. At least, yeah. Generally, how mods work is that they're linked through just third-party everything.
Yeah. Because remember, they can't charge for mods. They tried doing that and it didn't work.
Yeah, but they set up a whole system for that now for just those games, for
Yeah.
their games. So I was thinking like maybe they could do that, but
That
like,
like the paid mods was all on Steam's end though, on the Steam Workshop end of things. So it wasn't on Bethesda's end. It was just that was happened to be the first game they were
okay.
implementing it on. So this is separate since it's just Bethesda to Xbox One. So
Okay.
yep. Let's take a peek into the mail sack. Remember, you can be a part of the show in a variety of ways. You can email us, mailsack@irrationalpassions.com. Give us a call, 404-590-1337. Leave us a voicemail.
It's like Tiger.
Just like Zyger. Keep in mind, standard long distance fees do apply. Or you could tweet at us with at IrrationalPod with the hashtag IPQ. We didn't get any voicemails or emails this week. We did get some questions. One comes from our friend Cassidy Moser. At Cassidy Moser. It's 2 S's, 2 E's, and that. She said, "What's your prediction for best new IP of 2016? The new Irrational Passions." I'm just kidding. I'm sorry. I'll leave now. Do you guys have any picks for this one? Best new IP. I think
New IP.
I mean, like, I'm excited for Recore. Obviously, the indies are going to get big hits like Stardew Valley and things like that. Best new IP.
Irrational Passions, best new IP.
Nailed it. 6 years old, more like not.
New IPs, The Witness, Firewatch, Final Fantasy Explorer, sorta. Stardew Valley, Tom Clancy's The Division, Clash Royale, sure. Overwatch, Super Hot, Inside, Enter the Gungeon, Fury. Those are all new IPs for this year.
I think Overwatch obviously is probably going to win, especially as like an intellectual property that will probably go on. But I'm excited for Recore, right? I feel like that's probably if that does well enough, it might be a series that goes on. And Witness and stuff like that, the indie stuff, Inside and Stardew Valley, yes. Those will be big as well.
Yep.
Stardew Valley is the answer.
It's
well,
probably
then.
Stardew Valley.
Okay. It's probably Overwatch. Titanfall 2. I'm just kidding. We got one from Michael Martin at Bizarro_Mike. He said, "Why am I never on this show?" Tony responded saying that we dislike Mike, but that's not true.
It's not true at all.
Not true at all.
It was appropriately savage, though.
It was appropriately savage. Hashtag harsh. I don't know. I really like Mike. We had him on in January. He was fun.
Yeah.
Were you on that show
famous,
now,
though.
Sean?
Yes, I was.
Yeah.
He's too famous.
Yeah, he's too famous over hanging out with Andrea Renee at Yahoo Esports. Yahoo! I don't know why I said it like that.
Yeah, okay, so yeah, your definitive answer is too famous.
You're too famous for us, Mike.
Although,
He's never going to hear this. Also, he's too famous listening. Also, go ahead, Scott.
I hear we have a second wave of guests coming.
Yes. Word on the street is we have a second wave of guests coming. I did not have Michael on the list because I still have like a bunch of people who've never been on that I'm trying to get on, but we'll see. I'll let him know. Hit him up. Ask some questions.
Mm-hmm.
Michael Martin's a good guy. If you don't check out Yahoo Esports, he's on the Street Fighter beat over there, and he's killing it. They're starting like a new live show. That's gonna be really cool. So
Cool.
Ryan Celeste at Mythical Jew, which is still probably one of in my top 5 favorite Twitter handles. He says, "Do you think the PlayStation conference would have been better if they announced TV models along with it?" No.
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 Scott?
Maybe.
I just say that because like then the people that wanted to like the Neo would just complain that they spent too much time talking about TVs, and like I think that would just be. Go ahead, Tony.
You said Neo, don't you mean Pro?
Yeah, I know. I mean, like pre. That was what like pre-pro announcement.
So what if
Here we go.
Pro, the side of it was actually the TV?
That'd be garbage.
What if the Pro is built into a TV? So you just buy the TV and you get a PS4 in it.
What if it has high dynamic range?
What if you
So a
could just buy a
regular
TV
So it's
that was like the best TV that you could get right now, and it just has like disc slots on the side, and you can play all modern console games on that TV.
a PC. I get it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just curious. Let's look at a 40-inch, like which is about an average size HDR 4K TV.
It's a lot of money.
Now,
Under $700.
Samsung and Vizio are selling. Samsung's selling one for $430. Vizio selling one for $380. I can't confirm if these have HDR though.
This was 4K HDR.
I did, but like you know how these fucking search websites do. It's 4K. Yeah, it looks like this Vizio one is not HDR. HDR. Yeah. God damn it, Google. Motherfuckers. So I mean, I would say in the $400 to $600 range. Not bad. I don't need a new TV right now. A really nice TV.
I had my TV for like over 6 years now, so I'm probably gonna get myself a new TV to come this Black Friday.
I got mine in 2013, so 3 years now, 3.5 years. So
I think my TV's even older than that because like I remember getting this TV around when I got my PS3. So yeah, that was a long time ago.
yeah, they need to really have an excuse to get an Xbox One S. Yeah, I mean, I'm curious to see what they are on Black Friday. We'll see. Yeah, I just like if you diverted focus off of anything PlayStation brand during that conference, you would have lost a lot of people or pissed off even more people. Just because that's how video game people are. I don't think it would have worked for what they were doing with that conference either. That's it. Those are the only questions we got. This is the most question-less week that we've had. I guess we do have this YouTube chat.
No one's talking.
No one is talking. They're there. They're watching. I can see them. But no one's talking. To be fair, it's hard for us to keep track of the chat. I know Nubs and you were watching it a little bit earlier. Remember, if you got questions, tweet them at us, call us, send us voicemail. We'd appreciate it.
Do a rankings, bro.
Do a what?
Rankings.
Rankings?
Rankings.
Rankings?
Rankings.
What do you want me to rank?
Let's do it.
Okay.
Let's do Zelda.
Do Zelda best Zelda or top 5 Zeldas?
Top 5.
Top 5, yeah. Top 5 is easier. I'm trying to think of like what my number 5 would be. Number 1, Link to the Past. Number 2, Majora's Mask. Number 3, Link Between Worlds. Number 4, Ocarina. Number 5, probably the Oracle games. There you go. Boom.
Damn, that's a really similar list between us.
You're Majora's Mask number 1 though, right?
Majora's Mask number 1. Link Between Worlds at number 2.
Okay.
Link to the Past at number 3.
Okay. That's valid.
Four Swords
Adventures, right?
Adventures.
Mm-hmm.
And that fifth one's actually the toughest one.
Ocarina or Wind Waker? I don't know how you feel about Wind Waker. I always forget. So.
I am Wind Waker. It's not going to be Ocarina. I don't like that one very much.
I didn't know that. I feel like I did know that somewhere in my body, but
Why don't we just do it like a group?
Oh no! I don't want to fight you guys on this.
It's not a fight.
It is a fight.
It's not a fight.
It's a fight.
It's not a fight.
It's a fight.
It's not a fight.
Alex, we'll just sit over here and watch them fight.
Okay. Well, Nabishin doesn't have any, so.
Well, here, just list off. Like, I'm having trouble putting what I would consider like
Skyward Sword is
5.
one.
So,
On the top 5.
I'm
Top
just saying
five?
it's a Zelda game that he's forgetting. Twilight Princess, Oracle of Ages, Oracle of Seasons,
Like
Link's
those were good, but
Minish Cap, Link's Awakening.
Minish Cap was really good too, but
Minish Cap is really good. I feel like that'd be the one for you. Zelda 1, Zelda 2.
it would be, but there was a problem I had with it, and I always wanted to go back to try. Like, there's an issue I had with that game,
Okay.
and I always wanted to go back to check to see it, but I lost it almost immediately after I beat it, so I couldn't go back and like try any of the extra stuff either.
I know that pain. I'm sorry.
So that might have me a little salty on it, but I don't have time to go and check this stuff out.
Just do yours, Tony. Let's not do it as a group.
I refuse.
Okay. There you go.
Wind
just
Waker
let's
is the best Zelda of all time.
Fuck you, Wind Waker's no longer making my list.
Whatever, man. That's
Fuck
my
you.
vote.
Which would be your favorite Nobbition, having not finished any of them?
I finished some. I finished
You
some. I only
finished
finished 2.
Okay.
Only beat Ocarina of Time and Twilight Princess. Those only 2 I've finished.
Would you like? Which one would you like more?
I like Ocarina better.
Okay. Twilight Princess is like the bigger version of Ocarina to me.
Yeah.
I like it though. It's got that cool Yeti snow dungeon.
I don't remember that game anymore.
Yeah, that's fine.
I have the HD collection thing too, and of course I started that up and didn't finish it. So there you go.
You can follow each of us on Twitter. I'm at Alfighter27. Scott is at WUTTEHCHUZ. That's what Chuz.
What a choose.
Nobishin is at NABESHIN 186. Nobishin 186. Tony's at Tony Horvath, all one word. You can follow the site on Twitter at IrrationalPod. That's when you can get cool updates on if we're live on Twitch, if videos go up, if articles go up on the website. So, of which there are many good articles. Some other stuff, rate and review us on iTunes and Stitcher. Check out VGEvo.com, podcast network there. Militia Spot X, The Bro C, other podcasts. I don't know. Check out our Twitch, twitch.tv/Irrational Passions. I think I'm going to try and bring Destiny streams back with the expansion, but we'll see.
Yeah, let's do it.
YouTube.com/Irrational Passions as well. Watch the climactic finale of Brant and I playing Kirby 64. And him, like, losing his shit. It was really good. And tell your friends about the show. Word of mouth is the best way to spread the love. For everything else, Irrational Passions, you can go to irrationalpassions.com. Let's do some bets.
Okay.
This week's bet.
Last week's bet.
That comes next.
Okay.
Don't worry, I got it.
80.
This week's you're a little ahead of yourself, Scott. That's fine.
Oh.
This week's bet, Recore. It's a video game. Launches on Xbox One and PC on Tuesday, September 13th. This coming Tuesday, when this show will go out in audio form. What will be the Metacritic average for Recore on Xbox One? Now, I'm going to check this before we start recording the show next week. So the Metacritic average as of Saturday next week. I'll let you guys know what happens since you won't be here. What's your bet? Scott.
77.
77? Okay. Tony?
79.
Nobishin?
78.
I did 74. We were all in the 70s range.
So, well, we had a 77, a 78, and a 79. Jesus.
Yeah. That's impressive. You guys did good.
79 and up, I win. Get wrecked, boys.
It's true. Tony got the high bet. I got the low bet, though. So if it's actually a bad game, we'll find out. Last week's bet. How many times does a Sony person say a new experience during the PlayStation conference?
Is it a new experience or new gaming experience?
A new experience. It was a new experience, quote unquote, a new experience.
I feel like it was 0.
My bet, I said 8 times. Tony said 7 times. Nobishin said once. Scott said twice. The real number is 0.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Nobshin wins.
Yeah, no,
So Nobshin and Tony's
too
team,
specific.
It was too specific. If I had said gaming experience, then maybe I'll put the scores at the top here. So Nobshin and Scott and Tony's team, excuse me, have 1. Scott and I have 0.
Hey.
Did you guys think of a team name?
Oh, fuck.
That's the name.
That's the name.
The Oh Fuck team, or All Fuck, let's say. The All Fuck team. 1?
This is stupid.
That's a really good name.
Can we just instead of that, can we name our team Scott?
No.
No.
Team Scott, not consisting of Scott?
No.
Oh.
Scott, did you think of any team names?
If anything, you'd have to name it Team Sour.
Scott.
Hey.
Sour.
Good plan,
No
Warren.
sense.
The real Scott. Scott, did you think of any team names?
I did not. I'm gonna be honest with you. I forgot
It's okay.
after we did the titles.
All right.
Did you think of any?
I tried to think of some yesterday. Didn't think of any. I'll keep working on it. I'll text you if I think of anything. So, Tony Nobshin, team All Fuck is 1.
Team All Fuck.
It's actually
Or-
fuck.
Oh, fuck. And team Scott and Alex, 0 currently.
Wow, your guys' team name sucks.
Listen, we're gonna think of a name, but it's got to be good. Y'all team name sucks too. So.
Whatever, man. That's just good. That's gold.
It's bold. You guys are taking bold fucking stances over here. I really like having bets on this show. All right.
At one point, we're just gonna have too many with the game of the year going on, though.
Nah, I mean, these are gonna be their own thing. They'll be separate. They'll be our own.
Oh no! In Game of the Year, every category is a bet.
It's a side bet.
Every
All
category is a
side
bet.
Exactly.
So yeah, again, for listeners at home, the next week's bet: Recore Xbox One version. What is the Metacritic average on a scale of 1 to 100? I like that we all went in the 70s range. This is really funny. That's it. That's the whole show. That's all I got.
Well, did you say something about a winner or whatever?
Oh yeah, that's right. So the winner, Nobshin, in this case it's you. This week you get Danny Juarez's Love. You are awarded with that responsibility. And you also get I like having the last word. Last word on anything you disagreed with said throughout this podcast. Or if you want to just reiterate something. Do you have anything you'd like to reiterate?
The new Super Mario Brothers series is trash. They're not good. Well, they're good, but not good in the way they should be. They're just iterative. They're not imaginary. They're the most cookie-cutter bullshit out there. And we deserve better for Mario. Like a galaxy. Even fucking Sunshine has more imagination than that fucking new Super Mario Brothers game. So
No one gets to disagree with him. That's not how this works.
Exactly. I said tell him.
All right.
Everybody loves Super Mario Sunshine. Best Mario game out.
Out. Full stop. All right. Here's your last word. God damn it. Thank you all so much for listening. Thank you, Danny Wiesner, for opening music of Two Player Co-op and our closing music of The World is Safe. Thank you, Scott, Tony, Nobshin, for joining me this evening to record a video games podcast. I love you guys. Winky face.
I'll see you soon, Alex, for the Overwatch Fiesta.
It's true. Again, thank you to everyone who watched live, who tweeted in questions, who listens or does anything for the show at all. I really love and appreciate you all so much. I've been your host, Alex O'Neill. Play your games, stay irrational. We'll talk to you all next week.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
All right, so here's what I got.
Read me some titles.
And
week.
I think we should check out these titles.
Can I get a link to the doc yet?
I put it. It's in there.
Jesus.
I don't have it.
So the titles, they are Scony, I respect the hustle. Black or jet black. Give me the purple one. Hashtag Trent Trigger. Mario Run Jump. PC can do anything. Apology of the Year. Macho Man Randy Dragons. And Yahoo Esports.
Yahoo!
I read it.
Yahoo!
Yahoo!
And Team fuck.
What do you like, Tony?
I like either black or jet black, or I respect the hustle.
I do respect the hustle. An option?
I think both of those are winners.
Yahoo Esports and
Yahoo.
or the purple one.
The purple one.
Scott, is that your pick?
Kinda.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with I respect the hustle.
No, we got a tie. We don't have ties usually because we're not 4 people.
I like. What is it? What's others tied? What's tied with it?
What? I respect
Give me the
hustle.
purple
Give
one.
me the purple one.
Purple one.
I guess.
Oh, purple.
I don't know why I didn't.
Oh, purple.
I'm tired. Okay, we can do. Give me the purple one.
All right.
I can say the number.
Oh, I didn't listen to last week's show. How did the cutting me together go, by the way?
It was the longest opening stinger of a show that we've ever had. I hate you for it. But I had to keep in Scott's third part in the beginning. It sounds really funny. It's like 2 seconds before I say, hey, everybody. Who wants to say the title?
Scott.
There.
Yeah.
You're listening to Irrational Passions Podcast, episode 294.
Give me the purple one.
I always like it when Scott says the title. He has so much personality. Yes.
Say blue, please, in a high voice, and then edit that in.
Okay. Blue, please. Is that acceptable?
Yeah.
All right, you can stop recording now. 2 hours.
Dunzo.
I think 2 hours is good. Good length of show.
It's good length of show. Hey, video viewers, thanks for watching. Love you guys. Have a good night.
Love